Well, it says connecting. Oh, now we're live. Live from New York and some other state in the Union. It's the Monday show on Thursday. And I am coming to you in VTuber mode because if I turn on my camera right now, it's going to look like I'm in like some weird like room. In fact, I want to see what that looks like in OBS before I show you. Oh yeah, it's going to be
Do it,
wow.
do it,
I'll show you what I look like.
do it,
I'm
do
going to
it.
look like that. Yeah,
It's
I'm
not
going to look
that.
like that.
Hey, it's
So,
not that bad. You're using the
no,
telep. You're in the
I have lights
teleporter.
though. I have lights, and the lights obscure my outline, so I don't have to do any more work to my hair. You know, my hair just kind of like looks like it's been.
Oh
I
yeah, I
freaking hate
forgot
the
you did it.
asymmetry,
I forgot you did
but
a show.
what I'm gonna do is I gotta do three things. That's why I got a flashlight in my hand. See, flashlight. I mean, I have lights in my room, but I
Does it
also need to
involve a
find.
battery? Does it involve a battery?
Oh, this light is recharge. I mean, I have rechargeable double A's. I invested in.
I was joking.
It's a
You
valid
know.
question though, because
No,
people
you
do
know
waste batteries
why.
on shit.
You know why.
I do not know why.
Never
I mean, there
mind.
might be an inside joke or an outside joke here.
No, it's an inside joke because of
Ah,
ordering batteries for you know what that you're
yeah. When I worked at Best
No,
Buy,
that's what I was saying. I was like, anyway, I was trying to work in a joke, but I didn't.
no, it's all good. But it reminds me of a
I
story
wanted.
now.
You're good.
You know,
I
it just
thought it
reminds me
was
of a
funny.
story. Yeah.
I mean,
Like
you know
when I
how.
worked at Best Buy, my friend Danny was behind the counter when these moderately cute women, I guess they were cute. They said these two chicks, I don't know if they were cute or not, but they were probably like young and cute. They come up to him with a flashlight or a device of some kind. They go, "Hey, I need help changing the batteries on it." So he helps them out. A minute later, someone goes, "Hey, Danny, you know what that was, right?" He's like, "What?" It's like, "Oh, it's one of." He's like, "Oh," so he's like, "Okay, I'll go to the bathroom and wash my hands." So he went to the bathroom and washed his hands.
So you're
So
saying
basically,
that. So you're
yeah,
basically saying you're a friend in this.
yes, I am saying that my coworker literally changed batteries on a customer's vibrator.
Oh, what? I don't even. Never mind. I'm just gonna leave it.
Well, like I
I
said, he didn't. I guess he thought it was a microphone, or I don't know. He wasn't thinking it
I
happens. We
don't
do
know
this
how
in
you.
customer service. We just
I don't
want to
know.
help the customer. You know what I mean? You worked in customer service before. You know what it is.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, my goal is I was just cleaning my desk a little bit, and then I'm gonna at the same time, hopefully, as I clean my desk, I'll find the flashlight. But if I don't, I mean not the
You
flashlight.
have a
The
flashlight.
yeah, I did say that.
You're
I did
all
have a.
you're all over
Let
the
me
place.
rephrase it. Let me rephrase it. I will find the remote control for my big lights.
No, you're good.
Yeah, no, jokes aside, yeah, that's really like because I know. Look, number one, clean the desk because you need a workspace to do the model kit building. And I figured while I'm at it, I got a garbage bag here. I can take out some trash. But yeah, I got like basically all the things I need. I got sandpapers. I have a kit that's at a state of completion that needs I'll show you. I'm gonna show you guys as I go along, and if I'm lucky, someone like Snacks or Punkwater will pop in, and then they will have things to show on screen while I do what I'm doing. But depends on how long it takes. I guess I'm gonna focus on that. But let's say hello to James, who says, "Howdy." I honestly say that never happened to me. What? Having trouble finding the light? Oh, doing the batteries on a vibrator. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Unfortunately, not all of the best of us necessarily get to have that happen to us. I'm just being charitable to my buddy. He was a good guy. I like him. He was fun. He was all right. He never answered my phone after I left Best Buy. I say, hey, let's hang out. People always like, oh, yeah, let's hang out after you leave. And then they never want to hang out. So one time when I worked at Cable, I said to my friend Mark Lewis, I made up a name there, but it was similar to that. It was like Mark San Lewis or something. He was like a Filipino American. So Spanish name. And I was like, this is the last time I'm gonna see you. And he's like, don't say that. But I'm like thinking, like, okay, fair enough. But I'm thinking to myself, it's true. And it's nothing personal. I know he don't hate me and I don't hate him. It's just the truth is, once you're no longer working with someone, why would you get together with people you worked at Time Warner Cable with, unless you're like really tight? Okay, I'm gonna just focus on this Wade. while I go conduct my search for a couple of items here as I clean my desk. Maybe in a moment, in fact, you know what? I'll put something on my screen here. I was working on, I know this is not Gundam related yet, but you see, I look creepy with, oh, yeah, it's my webcam cover. As you see, I look kind of like, I got to clean up a little bit here, right? Oh, hey, the light looks pretty good now, but I still want more light. We need to like bask this entire desk in light. So I'm going to clean my desk a little bit, throw out some trash. Well, I'm not really going to throw it. I'm just going to put it in a bag and set it aside. And look for the lighting remote control that will allow me to have great light to flood this room with light. By the way, Slim and James, why do they call it a floodlight? Is it because you use a floodlight in, floods? Or is it because the light floods the area you're lighting with light?
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so too. But anyway, give me a moment, Wade. You're gonna hold this while I do a couple of things here. I know I put a lot of. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna put a video on, didn't I? I'll put a video on.
I thought you were doing Gundam, but I guess not.
I am, but I'm looking. I gotta clean my desk. I gotta find a lighting remote, which I thought was gonna be like right under the pile of stuff on my desk. So I figured while we do Gundams, I could play a video of something that would be in space. Because Gundams are in space. So I figure, Gundams, space, they kind of go together. I mean, they do go together. They literally go together. Gundams were invented, and that's another thing about, like, when I'm on Nip and Nag with Snacks and Punk Waddle, sometimes that's a big part of it, is just talking about the lore, you know what I mean? Like, that's one thing I sometimes even get right. So I figured, we could put this on, and oh look, my VTube is in the corner. Okay, so that's convenient. I'm also in the corner too, but I'm gonna turn myself off. Turn myself off. That's funny. That's dirty. And then we'll put the chat on in situ as we go along. But basically, I was doing this weird experiment in Space Engine where I was trying to get the thing to fly into the Earth at a really slow speed. And I'm going to just put you in the corner there, Wade, like that. I hope you know. Oh, it's good. We're sitting next to each other now. That's good. That's perfect. Look at that. So, yeah, anyway.
I should be in front, but I'm just... never mind.
I dig it. So, basically, I did 2 videos. In fact, the long one, we'll find that one real quick because it's relevant. So, let's see here. Okay, so that's a velocity vector. That's us going at a speed that's indicated on the screen. It's 10,000 light years, 12,000, give or take light years per second.
Hey, something about $2 in the chat.
Oh, someone's in the chat?
$2 or something.
Oh, hey, hi. Hey, it's Salty Traveling C. Yeah, I didn't get started on cleaning my, well, I guess I started cleaning my desk. But I didn't get a lot of progress cleaning my desk yet. But because Salty's here, I want to show him something beautiful. I think Salty's going to appreciate this. I know he loves beauty and all. See, I told you I got to clean my desk. Look at that. Look at the legs on that. I mean, for a 3D print, I think I did a good job. Because the thing was, I used wood PLA print. I sanded it down, so you got smooth calves. I put little Tamiya putty back here, which actually, I got to sand it a second time. But the idea is, if you look at the back of this knee, you can see how nicely done it is. And so I did only one back knee, back of the knee. I really want to get rid of these layer lines, but I don't want to ruin the texture. Ooh, we got snacks here. Good, we got a person with model kits. You know what that means? It means that hey, my turtle. It means that I can go back to cleaning my desk. And then let's get him in there right now. But what do you think of the legs on that, Salty? If you want to see more of Sailor Venus, let me know. Okay, we're gonna bring Snacks in. Can I bring you in, Snacks? I guess I can bring you in, right? If thumbs up, you want to give me a thumbs down or a thumbs up? Okay, thumbs up. Cool. Thank you. Right. On a count of 3, 2, 1. On my mark. And now we are the Doug Trio.
Oh, yes, I'm in the middle of the 2 avatars.
Yes, I too am trying to clean my desk as well, but
I am the
Oreo. Do you see my Zoc?
I do see part of it, and don't worry, I'm going to shuffle this around in such a way that we can see everyone in their best light. Oh, that's beautiful. It looks a bit like a...
I am making the Zoc Fortress, but I had to modify it a lot. You can see the bits that...
that's the putty.
No, this is styrene. I scratch built it.
It's just styrene.
The putty's right here. I haven't opened it yet.
Oh, okay, it's good stuff. Like I said, I mixed up. I sent you a follow-up message. But you can't
No,
use
no, I've been using
yeah.
styrene in Mr. Smith. So,
Oh, interesting.
but yeah, it's more. I will have to put some putty in here to fill in the gaps, and then. But I got some. I extended these, right? These guys right here. I just built those. Just finished that, and then I looked at my phone and I noticed you were doing something. So I was like, "Oh, cool! I'll pop in and see him."
Yeah, man. Like I said on, I said it on the Ironcaster show. She was very kind to allow me to join you guys on
Where is
his
that fool?
I don't know. I didn't send him a message. I was worried I'd like make his phone buzz at like midnight, and then he has to work at 4 or 5 a.m.
Yeah, that's true. That happens
But
sometimes.
I did say if you knew if he was available, I mean, if you know he doesn't have to be up, I'll send him a message.
I don't know.
I mean, he's in a nip and nag.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. We're doing a nip and nag right now, which is better. My last nip and nag, there was no one here. I was hoping you'd pop in, but I guess
Why is that, James?
it's all good.
Yeah, no, that was I forgot what I was doing on Tuesday. I was off on Tuesday actually. I took Monday and Tuesday off. What the hell did I do on Tuesday?
Yeah, probably something on.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna go and continue cleaning my desk. So I'm gonna mute my audio for a moment, just so I don't make a bunch of. And real quick, I'm sorry, Salty, did you see enough Sail of Venus? Do you want me to show you more of her? I should probably. I think I showed that before, but I think there's one thing I do want to show even before I turn on my full floodlights. And it is, what's up, Aris? We got my boy Aris218 here. He's got a stream to start.
Give me a second.
And I'm definitely going to be watching Aris later on tonight. He sometimes tunes in the Jolly Show, and I do appreciate his support. And, he's a cool dude. So what's cool about this model, so big thing about 3D printing is overhang. So that's why I put some white stuff on the bottom of a skirt, which sounds like a Monica Lewinsky joke. But it's because those overhangs usually have material that support the, material under gravity. And I didn't obviously do any work here yet, but the panties you can see look a little jagged, but they are panties. I mean, they have a shape. They have the see, that's why I need to get I'm gonna find my lighting remote. But bottom line is, I think there you go. You see panties. You see that panty line right there. So anyway, my goal is just make it real smooth all around. Fill in any gaps, get rid of the layer lines, because that's a big thing I hate about 3D printing in general, why I was reluctant to buy one for a long time. I didn't like seeing visible lines. So if we look here, you can see how these will probably go away if you put primer and paint on them, but I still want to just smooth them out. Like these are actually smooth to the touch now, even though you still see the lines, but any area I didn't touch or barely touched still has a very distinct texture. And obviously, I'm most scared about touching the head, but in fairness, I don't think it's really Sailor Venus, so I don't think I could ruin it. I think someone just used a generic model. So that is the Sailor Venus, aka Cocktail Waitress in orange. High heels, lovely calves, great legs, and sanded down smoothly. That's critical. And that's the thing about wood PLA that I like is that when you sand it, it does look like wood. Your box cutter died. That's funny for a non-electronic device. It's amazing. My dad actually had to buy a new box cutter recently.
It's like 90 freaking degrees still.
Yeah, I hate thermal heat.
Here are the legs from the Zoc.
The legs are only there for the brass.
Honestly, they still fit, but I'm making it the Zoc Fortress, so yeah, the legs are gonna have to go. Still,
it's like so you like doing what they call kit bashing to make this happen, or you just adding and customizing the existing
I am
set?
scratch building the whole thing because there are no. I was like, my brother has a 3D printer, but he's not feeling well and all this stuff, and I'm just like, okay, well, maybe I'll attempt to scratch build what I can, and what I can.
I got you.
But do what you can. You know what I mean, for what you got.
But I gotta say, like Ironcaster's 3D printer, I don't know much about it, but I know he does have the resin type, and that is a smart call because I wanted a resin printer, but I was concerned about the fumes and stuff, but also the size, for the cost of the machine. So I went with the FDM. Also, it gave me a lot of chances to learn about upgrading and customizing the machine and all of the things that go with that. So it's a mixed bag. But at some point, if I want to print, say, ABS plastic, which has certain properties that are better
I think
for,
my
you know,
brother has an ABS printer.
yeah, so I could stick ABS filament in. It's just that that stuff has two problems, or not problems, it challenges. It's definitely toxic, and two, you generally have to have the tent well heated, or at least you got to maintain a solid temperature because you're gonna get warping if there's any draft or anything like that.
Honestly,
So,
all freaking molten plastic is toxic. So
but is it? I mean, yes, you're right, but like PLA, how toxic is PLA? And I'm not really arguing this because like I remember when I first started using this 3D printer, I had an observation that black PLA seemed to, and I know the smell doesn't mean it's toxic or not toxic, but the black PLA seemed to
I
have like a
wouldn't-
more noticeable smell.
Mhm.
But I mean, and I do see dust that forms on the equipment from using PLA, so that means it's ending up into the air. It means that it is something that you are. And I do want to say hello to, in reverse order, last call with Troy Pichelli. Thank you for driving by. I once had a drive by in my neighborhood. Very interesting stuff there. I think there's some gang violence or something like that. Maybe someone owed someone money or something,
Possible,
But it was hilarious. My dad calls me and I'm like, oh man, maybe go to the basement for like a few minutes. Concrete barricade, as they say, right?
yes.
I also want to say hello to the Game Gear Goddess. She's the goddess of Game Gear. And one of these days, when I fix my Game Gear's capacitors, I'll be able to use the Game Gear to summon her like a ocarina. And have fun at the dentist appointment. Good luck. Have fun. I don't know, whatever people do there. I hope you get a lollipop. I know it's kind of counterintuitive to get a lollipop from a dentist, but I do hope you get one.
Yes.
They should give Sour Patch Kids at the dentist. What's up, Retro Man? We got Retro Man Entertainment. He's a cool cat. We go way back on the YouTubes. And I always love he does creative avatars and thumbnails. Oh, and wait, part of my manners, right after shout outs, I definitely want to direct. Thank you for showing your Millennium Falcon, by the way. And we'll talk a little bit about that. And then furthermore, we got James, who makes an Anton Petrov reference. Anton Petrov's channel chewed me out for a religious comment when I didn't make a religious comment on his channel. Look, if you measure the Palestinians and Israelis, it's religious. I'm kidding, of course, but I can imagine. Like, I'm curious, man. I would love to see like the context of that. So you complimented him. Did you say like God bless you? It's okay if you did. I don't give a shit. It's not like really my place to judge people.
People used to say that too.
Yeah, that's how you know they're trying to be atheists.
Yeah. So.
What's up, Snacks?
Which I guess it's fair
Hold on,
to
man.
say, just like you got atheism and you got religious atheism, and religious atheism is amusing because they're religious about their non-belief, and I'm okay with non-belief. Like I get it. Like I appreciate the whole like counter argument or the argument about religion and stuff, like the whole trust me bro thing. At the end of the day, I don't care if people do their thing. Just it's like the whole libertarian angle. Like, okay, you do you, I do me. And so back to you. Oh, real quick. Oh yeah. So we also had traveling Texas Sea. I said that backwards. Let's say that in English again. Salty traveling sea in the chat, and it was thank you for dropping some kind words there. We have RS218 who says he will be back in 2 hours if I'm still on later. Or I will be back watching him in 2 hours, perhaps, or 3 hours, depending. Give or take a minute.
He's on now.
Yeah, he got a good content there. He does some games. Sometimes he's hardcore. Sometimes he's just like got a regular flow. Sometimes he plays a game called Muse Dash. I bought that game. I should play it on stream someday. We also have
You have
here.
to do something, or else it's just gonna be awkward, completely awkward.
Oh, what? I don't have to do anything. You guys are already doing stuff. I'm good. I can just go on autopilot. I lied. This is a bait and switch. This is all for watch hours here, okay? I'm taking advantage of you. I'm monetizing your time.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Well, that's not true. Is it? If I'm misremembering, it's okay.
Hey, I remember.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
I remember the last time it was all turtle talk at the end of mine.
Okay, that's a planned stream talking about my turtles right there. Like that's a plan. That's a thing. People love my turtles.
Why
I
was
love
you
my
saying
I love
that?
my turtles.
And it's been 10 minutes since I've been here, and we're talking about turtles.
Hey, blame me on that one. Okay.
Yes, I am blaming you on that one.
You want to
I'm
be
gonna
the
focus
first,
on
you
my
want to be the
cleaning.
last. Want to be the last. I don't know what scene I'm making, so forgive me if it's non-accurate to the
Hey,
build.
that's the point of
But
Legos. We used to do that as kids. I built the Starship Enterprise once. It sucked. It was like very flimsy. Like the warp nacelles were like a set of stairs.
come on, step. No, not. And I know it's dusty. Anyways, on
Yeah,
the
you know, in fairness, Salty, I'm a mixed on it because on one angle, like maybe in like '04 when we went to Iraq, '03, maybe Iran would have been the better choice if they truly do fund the T-isms. But like at the same time, I don't care if they have nukes. Like let them use the first nuke, okay? Like at that point, the provocation is in. Like it's like they use one nuke, it's over for them, you know. So it's like it's an easy decision. The public relations on that is super easy, you know. So
Honestly,
I
I'm surprised that we haven't went to a war with them yet. Just how much
mhm.
they've been effing around throughout the whole world.
That's a fair point. And I mean, like, you know, you got those proxy groups and stuff. So I definitely, you know, I can appreciate the reasoning behind it. You know, like when I talked to my father and he says, oh, well, like, you know, they're all like deaf to America. I'm like, okay, they could have that opinion.
Yeah,
Like,
they've been saying that for a while, but
yeah, like, I don't care. Like, you know, sticks and stones may break my bones. You know, it's like, I'm not worried about that. But the
nukes
practical
will kill you.
considerations, you know, like I guess like once they build nukes to a meaningful cadence, okay, I can understand the concern. But they, you know, it's like Ron Paul said a while back. Okay, you look at like what's that guy? You look at North Korea, they're still under the same regime where they have nukes. You look at Gaddafi, he gives up the dream of nukes. Look what happened to him, you know. And it's the same thing with Saddam. Although I'm not saying that was the reason. It's just all that war was potentially based
I
on
didn't
false
realize we were going
pretenses, you
this
know.
route, but okay.
Oh, we'll go anywhere, you know. I mean, anything goes.
No,
You
I
have
don't
DJ
care. I
Ronnie.
was trying to make a joke.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to disrupt you, but you know, I don't mean to disrupt your line of
I don't even know what
thought.
I'm doing, honestly. I'm just, you know what you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna move setup really quick and I'll at least make it seem like I'm actually accurate with all this Lego jazz. Give me
Oh,
one
you're doing
second.
Legos? I remember used to doing Legos.
I'm gonna mute.
So, Salty, what if the economy breaking war of Iraq was an economy preserving war by preserving the dollar reserve system because of Saddam and his wish to utilize a different reserve currency, or more accurately, different currency for trading oil. Now, I'm not saying that's right. It may have been to my benefit or not to my benefit, you know. Although we could definitely, I'm not going down that rabbit hole right now, but I could definitely, you know,
Oh, the
I
rabbit
could
hole.
definitely go, yeah, rabbit hole. I get waxed on about, you know, the whole monetary policy angle and yada yada yada. I think I'm just gonna turn my lights on without the remote control. I could do that. It'll go to the last state the lights were in, I think.
Yeah, that sounds good. Oh yeah, I was here too. I'm surprised you're not building anything right now. I thought you were gonna build stuff.
I said it. I was looking for the remote for my light. And I just turned on my lights, so I don't need the remote anymore. So now all I got to do is clean my desk.
Oh, okay, cool. So what gunpla are you building today, Granny?
Well, I'm going to first sort through a couple of parts that I have in bags. A number of parts, not a couple. And probably gonna. I intended from the beginning, from the onset, to focus on my RGM 122 javelin. Might even get to do some painting with the airbrush tonight. The airbrush that runs on Gundam markers. So
Okay,
I'm really
really
excited to be able to show that one. Yeah,
interesting.
because I think it would just be interesting to see it in action and to let you guys judge what you think of it. I might have to put a drop cloth on my desk to utilize it, but you know, I can arrange for that. So, you know, like for example, like right now, I don't have my Tamiya file in front of me, but I have a filing set that is a little larger, but slightly higher caliber anyway. I
Okay.
originally bought these files from a Japanese company on Amazon, and
Mhm.
I bought them for use with my N64 when I installed the HDMI port. Basically, they were like just good files that would like properly carve the plastic out in such a way that you get a neat little rectangle for an HDMI
Hey,
port.
is that too bright for you guys?
Not at all.
The light.
Whatever works for you, Wade.
What are you
I'm,
building, anyways, Wade?
I'm doing a cityscape.
Cityscape. Okay.
Like a no, normally I don't have my laptop. So normally this no, technically this is pottery, but I made it for specifically so I can put my hand in.
Well, Slim Nim, to counter your point about the guy who has obvious signs of dementia, the last guy literally had dementia. I mean, that guy was like fucked.
I'll be right
This
back.
guy, he says shit, but you know, I think he's still got his brain together. Like he's mentally together, whether or not you agree with the guy, whether you like the guy, you know, love him or hate him. He's not a fucking. Part of my French. He's not a nursing home. He's not. He doesn't belong in a nursing home just yet. The other guy, on the other hand, I don't think he should have been dragged to that election. I mean, you know, if I was, you know, someone who had a little, you know, with what little empathy I have for the guy, I don't think it was, you know, good for his coalition, whatever you want to call it, to drag him through the office. You know, it's just he was not
Yeah,
running the country at a certain point. You know,
he was not.
so it's not really like us versus them, or your opinion versus mine in regard to like the guy, but just speaking on the guy at the time, I do think it was a little cruel to drag him to the office. Whereas at least, you know, Trump is a wild card.
People of TDS would be like, you know, they would agree, but before they agree, they're gonna explain like 20 different reasons why they hate Trump, and it's just
Well, I
all
mean, that's
like, oh
given.
no, we're not talking about Trump right now. We're trying to talk about Biden.
That does come up a lot, in fairness, and that's the thing like that.
It's
I thought it was
like-
interesting. Like once the election was over, once he stepped down, and it was Kamala, okay, things gears shifted a little bit, but not sure if I'd want. You know, I don't think anybody trusted her to address any of the things going on either. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say anyone. Obviously, some, you know, at least you know, about 50% of the electorate, about 50% of the electorate, give or take 10%,
Sorry.
probably felt she
Could have cleaned
could
this off
do
before.
something positive.
I should have cleaned off the surface before I
You
thought
guys-
of this.
Oh yeah, no worry. I know the feeling.
Yeah.
So it's not you guys, not the internet. I figured might as well try this the first time. And before people freak out, these are chess pieces. I can't. So
There's no reason to freak out. I mean, I get some people don't like
Why would
swords,
we
but
freak out?
What?
there's weapons.
no, I'm
The-
just saying I use them as statues
Oh,
instead of having to build them. Per se, I'm lazy. But
you're lazy. You don't like building things.
no, I
Aren't you making Legos? I mean, yeah, Legos are easy, but still.
No, I just mean as far as compared to you two that are building robots in a nutshell. But tomato.
Yeah, I am double nuking this one. Holy crap! This has been
I'm
a
gonna
very.
mute so I don't have to worry about all the noise and that I'm gonna be making in 5 seconds. So just
Yeah,
if any, hey, if anybody's gonna send the message, some hopefully I don't miss it.
Hey, almost done cleaning my desk here. Gonna move my keyboard up a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just moving my keyboard up a little bit, and my desk will be sufficiently clear to conduct operations for Anaheim or whatever mobile suit company the Federation hired afterwards, or the Liga Militaire, Then again, no, Anaheim built the Javelin.
Yeah.
So I'm not used to. That way, I'm not in the frame still. But can you hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Well, I hear you. Okay, I hear there's like wah 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 noise in the
That's what I
background.
hear. But I just was like, is it me or the what?
Yeah, that's me. My bad.
Okay, no
No,
worries.
that's fine. I was just
I just
making
wanna know what it
sure.
I'm
was.
using my
No, it's fine. I was just making sure it wasn't me.
Oh, that's the machine you're using. Okay, no worries. That's part of the
No,
show.
that's fine. I was just like,
Yeah,
is it
I don't
me?
care. If
I had to use my Dremel. I needed to.
No, that's part of the
You're
show. I thought
good.
it was
You're
I
good.
thought it was
You're
an
good.
audio issue. As long as it's the Dremel, that's actually not an issue. We're hearing the sounds of model building.
And yes, this is the kid Star Wars thing, but I use it as a ship. Nonchalantly.
Okay, let me just adjust my microphone here, my camera phone. Hey, what's up, Aaron James? And I do want to read. Salty says, "You guys ever do the Bodhi mini Transformers models? I got a couple of those blind box kits. What's a blind box? Is that like a surprise mystery box of model kits?
No, normally
feel like-
that's what it is.
Sounds like
Okay,
a
so
mystery
Norm-
box.
yeah, normally that's
It's
what
not
it
from the
is.
Lighthouse Industries for the blind.
Oh, you and your comedy. Where did you learn it from?
Your mom.
Wow.
That might be truth to that.
She spits out jokes all the time. Look at you.
Oh, hi-yo.
Hi. Oh.
Hey, just like the puppet.
What about your puppet?
I didn't say my puppet, your puppet.
Oh, my puppet. Oh. What about my puppet?
I don't know. You brought it up. I just
You're the one who brought it up.
You're the one that brought it up. No, you brought it
You're
up.
the one who brought it up.
You whatever.
DJ, replay that clip.
I was supposed to be recording. I thought people don't like it when you record in the back room of a stream.
Wait, what?
I'm kidding.
I didn't-
It's
I
like
didn't know
you
we
ever hear
were
about
live.
you ever hear about
You guys
people who are at.
leave.
I went live, but it's. I'd have to. Oh, I guess you could
sorry.
replay it. Yeah, you're right. YouTube records the stream itself. I don't have to record. So sometimes I'll record my side of a stream, like literally like whatever OBS sees only. So it's like whatever I'm sharing through the camera is what I can record. And I'll do that if I know I want to make a replay at a higher resolution than whatever stream I'm on. But there's people who are assholes and they'll secretly record like whatever people say after the stream, and they'll switch the camera, or they'll open up a second instance of OBS so they can do it, and it's like then they'll go back later on and they'll be like, such and such said this.
It's okay.
So,
Just don't-
You always got to be on the
Yeah,
lookout,
follow
or you
private
should
and
always
be
be
fine.
cognizant of that possibility from certain people. That's all. And although no, I think all
if
the
someone's
people we
gonna
deal
do
with
that,
are cool.
I've been
never
fans
beyond.
to too many places that have drama and freaking BS happens like
Yeah.
that, and just like
No, you all know my drama from way back
no, I
when.
don't actually. Sorry.
No, DJ does.
Oh, DJ does. Okay.
And I don't want to rehash it, but I mean,
course
if you were there, you know, I don't even have to say it. But
I don't even remember, and I'm okay with not remembering right now.
no, you're good. I was just trying to be on topic of it more than I normally am. But anyways, I'm just saying whatever.
As they say, obladi, oblada, life goes on.
Hey, DJ, do you know what show this is from?
That is from Zoids.
No, this. Sorry.
Oh, that is from the Star Wars.
What
And
show?
the Cologne Wars.
Cologne Wars.
Nope.
Versace, Afungu.
No. It starts with an A.
Andromeda?
Aquaman.
No.
Andromeda, that's dope. Yeah, you got Andromeda Ascendant?
No.
That would be
Oh,
dope. That would
yeah,
be dope.
that would be pretty dope. I want to get. Did I ever think about 3D printing that one? I don't think the ship was available, but that would be a beautiful 3D print. I'm cleaning my keyboard. I'm cleaning the dust.
Okay, now does that help you on the? Where's what? There we go.
In the words of the Beatles, help! I need somebody. Help!
Do you see the
Not
ship
just
now?
anybody.
DJ?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, it looks like what the hell is that called? Not an ATTE, but yes, it looks like one of those transports for the clones.
No, it's during the Empire reign.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Is it from the new shit?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I didn't watch Andor.
Now I didn't watch. No, I watched the first 4 and then I gave up on it.
Oh, Andor? I loved Andor. I thought it was okay.
I heard positive things about it. I just avoided new Star Wars ever since the second movie.
Yeah.
See,
honestly,
well, here. I wasn't wanting to move this for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
I used
obviously.
to make
I have. Let me see if I can do this without.
I used to make corny jokes about Andor. I always be like, "Oh, I don't see any Andorians from Star Trek here."
Hey, what ship is this? DJ?
That well, if it's the same one I was just looking at,
No.
I forgot the name of it, but I was saying it was the one from Clone Wars. But if it's
No,
from
whose
Andor,
ship is this?
I don't know.
You can't tell from the wing?
Well, first of all, is this from the first 6 movies?
No, this is from Mando.
Oh, well, oh shit, that guy. Yeah, yeah, it's the Pasquale ship.
Huh?
Pasquale ship.
Yeah,
What
yeah, the
is
Pasquale
that?
ship.
Let me
Pedro
see.
Pasquale.
I
The
can't see it.
Oh. I didn't
his
even
ship.
think of.
That guy, the main
I
guy.
don't even think. Yeah.
I don't
Mando.
even know what you're showing. I can't see it.
I think he's showing a ship from Mando.
Oh, okay.
The USS Carl Weathers.
This one. Snacks.
Oh, that's it's the A10 Warthog.
Everybody is just comedy hour today.
I love the A10. Actually have a card from the Senator Martin McSally where it's like a pop-out card with an A10 on it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So basically, no, I had this all set up. What I really want is technically this is where all my Lego box / flimsy. I can't even talk right now. Flimsy boxes are. Normally they would go underneath here, but what I want is I ideally would want another one because then it could go farther. Then I could technically have a city, more of a city, longer, so it'd be easier to make a city. So I'm eventually wanting, that's what I want. I don't think I'm gonna get it that part, but you can dream. But I do have. I know they made one way back when, a better one, a more Clone Wars accurate, but I do have the modern ship of it, of Bo's ship. I know you can't tell, but from the wing. Can you see from the wing, Snack?
Huh? The
Can you
wing?
see the ship?
Oh yeah, cool.
I have that.
Sorry,
I
I'm not
don't
much
put
into Lego. Sorry.
You're good. I was just
I haven't
someone.
played with Legos
might as
in
well-
so long.
Now, if I honestly, I thought of doing stop motion. I just don't have the time or the patience like I did back when I had to take photography class back in high school.
Nice.
I only did it once, but anyways, so I might as well show off non-video game stuff as I try to put the shit back. There we go. But anyway, so basically all of the figures I have them in here that I use most of the time. So that way, in case I ever do go outside and I decide to do pictures,
outside? Do you touch grass?
Yes. I'm not a homebody, but
You're not a Twitch streamer.
no, no, technically, but I'm not a full-time Twitch streamer. I used to. That's where I started out on,
Ah,
but that was before I got a laptop. So.
everyone shame this man.
Oh wow! Come on.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I joke.
I was on there 10 times today. Earlier today.
You're on 10 times today.
No, basically I use it
Dude,
as
you
a
did not touch grass today. Holy crap!
no, because it was rainy. It was horrible weather outside, so I'm not gonna die for, I'm gonna go out. I need to go. I need to start taking photos again.
Yeah,
But,
I went to the gym today.
So
I hit a PR yesterday. That was nice. Felt like shit, but I still hit a PR.
But anyways, I mean,
and then I was gonna do a stream, but Punkwater was fixing the washing machine, so it's all like, okay. So that's why we didn't have the show last night. Oh.
What's today? Thursday.
Thursday.
No, Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Amber.
Oh, this is not playing.
Hey, DJ, if you see a question for me and I don't see it before you do, just tell me, repeat the question, and then I'll answer it if they randomly have a question.
Sure. Does anyone have a question for gaming?
Yes. That's like random.
I'm just saying, normally I would be looking at it, but
he's open for questions, everyone.
I get it. You want to be tentative. I respect that. It's commendable.
Q&A section has started now. No, I guess sometimes when you're like building, you can't really see the screen.
Yeah, especially when, man, it's even worse when your sunlight that you're working with, aka the light, is in your view, and you're trying to look up on the corner, and you try not to kill your eyes, so you're squinting. But anyway, so how did the ordering go, DJ?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, the ordering. You mean the thing? I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Oh wait, what's it today? Oh, I could do it in I could do it in 2 hours.
Oh, what are you ordering?
Ordering a battery.
It's a running joke that I said earlier, but anyways.
Who's running the joke?
Because how long has it been?
Well, this is what happened. Like about 6 months ago. About 6 months ago, Anti-Derivative Joe was on Wade's stream, and he's showing his Throne website, which is hilarious in its own right, because Throne.me is, I thought it was made for porn stars, but apparently anybody could have one. But apparently you're not the only one.
So basically, almost will be.
Oh yeah, that is one of the, like, it's like for people who want stuff like sent to them, but they don't want to give out their address.
Yeah, or make a
buy a PO box. They're not free.
But anyways, it's almost a year basically. It's a running joke that I. It's
been like 6 months, maybe 8.
Well, hey, almost will be a year.
Yeah, you got me there.
So you
got me there. You got me there. You got me there.
I mean, I haven't really had much action over there, anyways.
Like I have like two, so I have two 3D. I got 2 Nintendo Game Boy ESPs, and
I'm gonna grab my phone. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm not a complete scumbag. I'm a scumbag who procrastinates. How many
dirty underpants he's gotten sent in his throne?
Yeah, right. Well, how many did he send? Yeah, right. Or bathwater.
Bathwater, yeah.
It's got to be a thrown me item. Oh no, wait, that's not how that works. No, wait, that's a different thing. He would receive the bathwater. You're right. He wouldn't send it. Yeah. It's throwing.me. You can put a post up there. 1 jug of Pokemon's bath water. Hey, what's up there? The Pata wannabe. Good to see you, man. Yeah, it is stupid. Good luck, Aaron Adams. It's good to see you, buddy. I'm just playing with my
Hey, I'm
camera
back.
right now.
I'm back. I just had to run 5 seconds away to get my phone. So.
Oh, that's good. It's
And
healthy.
hey, I know what DJ wants in the city.
Huh?
I know what you want to
An
eat
ice
right
cream
now.
truck?
Yeah.
Do your ice cream trucks play the same songs that ours do?
Why would it be any different? It's not like we're in a different country.
Well, there's 2 songs that the ice cream truck can play, right? It's do 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 do, and then there's another one. It's like I forget how it goes, but when I hear it,
Yeah.
you got the lickety split truck. That's what we call it, lickety split. And then
I haven't
you have
I haven't bought anything from a ice cream truck in multiple years.
then we got
Yeah.
Freezer Fresh, and then we have Mr. Softy in Manhattan. Or at least in the city, we have Mr. Frosty. First time I saw him, that was like
Mr.
some nightmare
Toffee, huh?
fuel.
Nice.
Yeah, he looks like a freaking like ice cream cone with a face, but he kind of looks a bit like nightmare, sort of like how clowns creep kids out. And the first time I saw Mr. Softy, Mr. Frosty, oh wait, maybe it was Mr. Frosty. Mr. Softy sounds kind of dirty, or it sounds like
It
a
wouldn't be the first
deficiency.
time.
Mr. Softy. Come on, kids, make them hide.
I was gonna do Mr. Saint. I was gonna make a Mr. Sandman joke.
Oh, God, don't do that. Why
What?
would you do that?
They have the song, so I was gonna make the ice cream version equivalent. But anyway, come on, I'm not that weird, or maybe I am.
Well, not that weird.
It's always a good time when DJs are live. But snacks. So I randomly get a message from DJ on Discord for the show link. I'm like, told him, I'm like, did you mean to send it to me? But it was just
Hey,
fun.
even if I didn't mean to send it, no backsies. You know, once I send a link, man, like even if I didn't want you, like you could just show up anyway. Like, oh, no backsies. I'll be like, dude, I'm having a historical scholar on the show today. No backsies.
Who's
No,
the
but jokes
scholar?
aside,
Yeah, no back.
well, if I was doing that, you know, imagine if I had like a show and I had like some guy, like some high level scholar on the show, like a physicist or something.
Right.
Oh, no, I don't know why I'd have a physicist on, but like,
Wait,
Man,
me?
you would be pulling in the views is what you would be doing.
yeah, that too.
I mean, not that you need my help on that.
Math thing, man. You're not memes. You can't do the physicist thing. Well, you could, but
Okay, so now I'm just gonna double check my
That's
camera.
hilarious. Where did he go? Here's another comedy bit. I don't know why I don't remember why I wanted it. But anybody know what that is?
nope.
This?
I don't know what you're touching.
The Lego Man.
Yeah.
You're touching a Lego man? It's off screen, so I can't see it.
Is
Okay.
it off
Is that a
screen?
Shy Guy?
Yes.
Oh, let's get the YouTube chat on screen, I guess, huh? Oh wait, no, we don't have to do that. Wait, how do I do that? I'll figure something out.
Oh, hey, DJ. Basically, what you do is
I know how to do it in Restream. It just, you know what? I was like mixing my brain up. I'll tell you what I'm trying to do. Wait, so you know, like normally when I stream to OBS, I do it there. Then I realized,
Yeah.
wait, why would I do it that way? But then I'm thinking twice. I'm saying, well, I don't really want this chat on the screen. It just takes up like a lot of screen real estate. Although I guess it's not bad.
It's not horrendous.
Yeah, but it takes up like, look at that. Like it crops us and it pushes us to the side.
That's why, honestly, I don't show. Well, I probably should, but I don't.
So my alternative method would be to use this overlay, which okay, give me a second. I gotta tweak some things here.
Yeah.
And here for all the Cameron fans, you should know what this is.
Yeah, that's a spoon. Or a
This?
spafork. That's a spafork. No, it looks like a spoon with like a wing next to it.
That's right.
But you said
You
something about
guys-
cameras. Is that a camera component? Like
No.
like a
No.
phone holder?
No. He's holding up a blue thingy, a weird blue animal that you're supposed to put your tail into.
Oh, yeah.
One of those
Well,
creatures
the
from the from the from
I
that
never
movie that
saw
was
the-
popular
I
in
never-
2010.
I never saw the second one.
Oh yeah.
I only saw the first one.
See, the second one was about as good as the first one.
So worse than the first one you're telling me?
No, I said it's about as good. So now, are you a person who likes the movie or doesn't like the movie?
Well, I like number one. I wasn't crazy about it, but it was fun for the time.
I'm not crazy about it. But...
Oh, here's a New Yorker, a fellow New Yorker for DJ.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that is Rogers.
As I like,
And the man Pat of Wannabe says, "Hello, real weight snacks, and hello all. Build stream, yeah. You want to build? You want to come through? You only have Zoids and Legos. You can join us if you want. And if you join us, it'd be nice because I could split the screen into 4 ways, and then we would all fit on the screen like perfectly." And once again, it's good to see you, Amber. When deep calls deep. And yes, Pat Wannabe did identify the Mandalorian Starfighter. He even said the name of it, Razor Crest, which seems like, well, I don't like new Star Wars. Like, sounds like something you do on a beach. I'd like to get some Razor Crest along with my my ices, please. Okay, there we go. I blew most of the dust off the surface of my desk in areas that would matter most. Any other areas I'm missing, we're just gonna have to live with.
Can you live with them?
I don't know, but I'm gonna have to try. It's just like World War II. Wait, nothing like World War II, but you know what I mean. Okay, good. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do it. Oh, I can even cover up the massive wires on the back corner of my desk with this GM. Good, there we go. Now we got it. Oh wait, I gotta hit another button. Wait, wrong button. That button. All right, let's do it. Nike, just do it. Okay, so the unit I'm going to be revisiting will be this RGM 122 Javelin. And I'm going to just double check the panel and see if we can do this. Oh, that's perfect. There we go. You guys want your names on screen? We'll keep your names on the screen.
I don't even have my full name on there, but
Wait, that is your full name. That's like
no,
actually your government
you
name.
forgot the second half, but I'm too.
I didn't put anything in there. That was automatically
No,
there.
I know.
Oh, wait, that's who you are.
Whatever.
You're not the fake
No.
Wade, are you?
No.
About to say we have to kill you.
Hey.
Artificial Wade. He's like a robot.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
He's kind of
DJ.
like Petey, but with a deeper voice.
No,
Wait,
no
who?
replicants here.
Hey, just FYI,
Yes, sir.
how long are you going for?
I don't know. I'm just gonna wing it.
I'll stay till. I'm trying to see.
I'm not like one of those. Like it's like you come and go basically when you want. You know, like
No,
it's not
I
like
was
I'm
just
paying
saying-
you.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just
I was
saying.
building anyway, so
Yeah, exactly. And it's like when you're done building or tired of building, you know, you just
I
say
built
you're
all
going.
this. I built this bit. I built this bit. Modified the hell of a lot of this before I came on the screen. I was just like, oh, he's doing it tonight. Oh shoot, I forgot you wanted to do it this Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And I even have.
I thought it was next Thursday. Honestly, I thought it was next Thursday, but
I have this set too. Anybody remember this scene? Come on, Snacks. You gotta remember this, Steve.
Not my. I was just
see
bringing
what?
my VCR.
I don't know. You're holding up Legos, dude. I don't know.
No.
And they're superimposed, so I can't see.
Oh,
Sorry, man.
no, you're good. You're fine.
I was like,
You're fine. You're
you're
fine.
holding the Legos here, like, Snacks, check this out. I'm like, check what out?
You're- Oh,
I'm fine.
I'm damn sexy. That's what I am.
People will say, "Hey, yo, ma," and I'm like, I turn my head. I'm like, "Don't call me ma." Like, but I can't help it. They say.
call me Charlie.
Huh. There we go. Got a little chat overlay on there. I'll tweak it a little bit. Like
Yeah,
the
tweak
guy
it.
I saw at the deli asking for dollars at the door. He was tweaking.
Here's another Baby Yoda.
Oh,
Then we'll
nice.
truncate the chat a little bit.
How many Funko
So-
Pops do you have, Real Aid?
Me?
Yeah.
No, technically only. It's not even really. Where is it? Where did I put it? No, technically I don't have one, but I guess I'll go grab the one I do have. Not really a Funko Pop, but did someone who asked it?
Oh, I just did.
Oh, actually, James, about that, about turtle models, I should do that. Punk Waddle sent me a link a while ago, and there was indeed a product that is a turtle model. It was a mech. It was like a mech turtle. So one of these days I will pick that up because that would be just right up my alley. Hey, what's up, Asilo Gaming? Oh man, we got a superstar here. He's got like at least double my subscribers, at least. But he plays retro games, and you know, not that I'm picky about. I'm not gonna be like, oh, he's a true retro player, but I'd say he's a true retro player.
Respect.
Okay, so I got great news. I found my gun tank parts, so I can potentially just go straight to putting the clear coat on that bad boy. Also, I have parts from a Z-Gok I bought many years ago, but what happened was, like, when I started, I had no clue on where to begin with mech gunplay. Like, it was just way over my head. So I put it away for years on end, but then one day I revisited it. Yeah, and, like, I found enough of the parts that, I don't even know if I have all the parts, but I just know that, like, I think I accounted for all the parts, so I actually started working on it at work, like, a year or two ago. And, like, you know, you can see I got a hand, I got a leg. This was like a wiener for some reason, as you can see over here, not to be dirty. But it does. But, you know, I have a lot of...
Z-Gok is shinier.
Yeah, what happened was when I first got the Z-Gok, I wanted to paint it, but then, like, I realized I was way over my head.
Or a real grade?
This one has got to be a high grade. And I actually like painted the entire thing like with the Gundam marker, but back then I realized, okay, Gundam markers suck at like just straight painting. Like they're good for small details. So for example, this door here was done with the metallic marker. I think I put a clear coat on this too. Yeah, I think it's the first time I tested a clear coat right before the Javelin. So this came out nice because it's metallic, but it's also weathered. So I think I had to remove the sticker from there. I had a sticker that was peeling, and then so I revisited this. I think one of the parts that might be missing is over here. So you could even see I stuck some like putty in there, and I gotta fill a hole. But basically the gist of it is if I fill that hole, carve it out, I could probably make it look like one of those ragtag Xeon units that get maintained in the battlefield. But the priority is still the Javelin, but I'm going to take a good look at this gun tank because I may be able to just straight put a Mr. Top Coat on it. What's up, Wade?
So, Snacks, there's the bobblehead.
Oh, nice.
That's
Yeah,
the
bobbleheads
one
are not bad.
that's
They're designed to be weird looking.
No, I guess it's not. I don't know if that's what you wanted, but that's what I have.
Oh, no worries, Oscillo. It's good to see you all the same, man. I'm not too picky about when people visit or don't visit. I haven't tuned into you very often lately, so you know,
Neither
it's
has
a two-way
he.
street.
Neither has he.
Yep.
I mean you.
Yeah, I know you're talking about me. It's true.
I'm giving you a hard time.
It's true.
Of course, what do I know? I just uploaded 5 videos that'll be coming out over the next couple of days. So
we got third for the second, as opposed to third. Yeah, no, I'm really. We have third for the second here in the chat, not here, but in the chat. He streams stuff late tonight. He's actually going to have a stream probably starting at some point after this, and he'll be going on to like way past probably 5 a.m., 6 a.m. our time,
What time zone
Eastern.
is he in? Well,
Oh, he's out. He's out there. He's like in the Australian time zone. He's in Oceania, actually.
No,
Technically,
no,
Oceania.
that
Yeah.
makes sense. Why? I mean, no, to all the.
He's got like the best lag when he joins multiplayer games. His lag is like the highest number, so he wins if you were measuring slow lag, high latency. Because apparently, like think about it, if you're in the middle of like the ocean, like where are you gonna get a direct path to anybody in the West?
I don't know because I've seen. I used to watch these people that used to have like a big house or whatever you want to call it, and they traded it, and they are boating full. They were boating like 9 months out of the year. I haven't watched them in forever because I'm too busy doing my stuff. But I know people have satellite for video games. I don't know how it works. I think they mostly have single player games, but you know.
Well, they got like yeah, but I mean it's true. If you have a satellite internet, some of them are two-way, and before Starlink was a thing, it was relatively atrocious. It was like if you were lucky, you'd have something comparable to DSL. But things got better, especially with the Starlink. I mean, it's much easier. They still have a little bit of a high ping, but as far as satellite anything goes, it's about as good as it gets.
It's so okay. The weird thing is, I know this is gonna be random, but I had a random high ping on EV Mux today because I did a show with Troy. He did it.
Oh yeah, you did a show with Troy Pacelli today.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh man, I'm sorry I missed that one. That'd be a real.
Yeah, it was.
I love when he's on it.
It was
him and Netta are great. Netta's always super sweet. She literally calls everyone sweetie, but she's also super sweet.
Yeah.
Sweeter than pie. Depending on the pie, I guess. If it's like, shepherd's pie. Starlink is a detriment to. I mean, look, I'm an astronomer, Slim. I appreciate your concern, though, because I know, like, these Chilean astronomers were bitching about it. But, like, realistically, sooner or later, something's going to be a detriment to the sky. The only thing I wish was that there was more forethought, because it's really not that hard to, like, paint the satellite black, with Vanta black. But, every company, they're not the only company doing it now. That's the thing that makes it worse. It's not that they're the only one. It's that there are multiple players entering the same arena with, like, small sized satellites and very large constellations. But for my purposes, no impact to me. It's like I have the image processing techniques. I can use Sigma clipping. It's the guys, in Chile where, okay, you really depend on a dark sky to do some real science. And you get these streaks. But a big thing that, like, it wasn't talked about in those articles was that when the satellite is initially being launched, it is at a lower altitude. Once the satellite's, released from the carriage or whatever they call it, the payload bay or the payload fairing, they use ion engines, which is what makes it what makes Starlink really innovative. They're using ion engines to, like, slowly bring them to a higher orbit. So essentially, ion engines differ from chemical propulsion because you could run the engine for, like, weeks continuously, while chemical propulsion, of course, usually the runtime is measured in minutes. So anyway, with that, it takes about 3 weeks, but once they're boosted up to a higher orbit, they really don't have any impact on any of the seeing conditions. When the satellites are first launched, however, you will see what they call a satellite train. You'll literally see, like, groups of satellites following each other. But as they go to a higher orbit, they once they go to a higher orbit, they spread out. As far as the numbers, if they're all at high orbits, they're really inconsequential. It's like, okay, so a satellite, becomes visible over the horizon as it's coming over the horizon, I should say. But anybody who's trying to do astronomy at such a low angle isn't getting good imagery anyway. I mean, like, I get a shit ton of sky glow on either horizon. And me personally, I'm always trying to image targets that are directly overhead. In Chile or some dark skies, of course, you got a bit more of a broader sky to
Like
work
in
with. But
Texas.
you know, if they have trouble imaging at like some point that's pointing directly east or west, you know, that's kind of like their choice as astronomers to, you know, like it depends, you know. But I'd be curious to see. I can't wait till the Vera Wang Observatory comes online. I'd love to see like if we get like any real issues. Well, it's not about the color; it's about the light from the things, right? If the numbers, you know, what's the issue with the numbers? Is it the light, or is it the danger? Are you talking about Kessler syndrome now? I'm sorry, Kessler syndrome is like when satellites crash into each other, and then you have parts that like slam into shit. Back to you guys.
I'm
I'll give us
gonna
an opportunity to just like, you know, expand on that thought.
I'm gonna switch back to going to where I'm normally at. So give me a second. I'm gonna switch everything. So I just
Sure.
wanted to do a little bit.
Shirley. Who you calling Shirley?
You, Shirley.
Eh. Shirley, you can't be serious. Don't call me. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley. Oh, cool. You got a real basic telescope. Yeah, so that's another thing. We've seen satellites even way back in the day. That's an interesting thing. You would think you couldn't see the satellites, but yeah, you know, when you're camping, you see them. But typically, you'll tend to see them over, like, you know, when you're looking over the, you know, a landscape, so to speak. Why isn't this clipping together? Oh, I know why it doesn't clip together. Okay, I got it. Okay, so this here is a gun tank, and what makes this gun tank special is, if you look here, this is the original blue, and as you can see, I did some swatches here to kind of test out how different paint will look on it, and to get the sputter. Now up here, you can see that's the blue paint from the paint marker sprayer, the gun that sprays paint. So while I had to carefully do the grills, and I'm not gonna go crazy redoing them, I've learned there's a point where you just gotta like stop before you ruin it. But it kind of left a pretty nice blue matte texture on there. Now, my concern is if I put a clear coat on it, it might come out glossy, but I'm hoping maybe it'll be the kind of gloss that'll be nice. So, while I like this, I don't like that it's not protected. That's basically my concern here. And I did the barrels on here. I did this a while ago. I showed this on Snacks and Show. So let me just get to it.
Oh shit! Park.
But yeah, the Vera Wang Observatory is basically, it used to be called the LSST, Large Synaptic Survey Telescope. And it's basically designed to image the entire sky horizon in one night, like every night. So lots of like terabytes of data from what I could figure captured. And they say they're gonna have like an open thing where, you know, any idiot can kind of review the data. So that could be interesting. And oh, I better not snap these on. These were never painted. I think because I was doing an experiment, I decided not to paint these parts here. So I think we get to show the paint marker gun in 2 seconds as soon as I figure out how to remove this piece without breaking it. Okay, good. Yeah, so we got like same thing up here. Could be better. This one, I think I feel like I did this by hand, or I cleaned it and redid it a dozen. Oh yeah, it's actually an example of what goes wrong when you use a Gundam paint marker gun. You can see like when you're not using a paint marker gun, when you're just brushing it. So, no, I think we're gonna just put this one down, and I'll worry about this on my own time, because I think I did. This was one of those things I did where I said, "Oh, I'll just call it done." But I'm pretty sure this is like all evidence of using a Gundam marker directly. Like not even a, maybe I used a brush, but I'm not even sure if I did. But this does not look like something I sprayed on. The gold, however, that was also done by hand, which is fine. The gold is fine. So I'm gonna put this one away now that I've gotten a good look at it, and I've taken inventory of what I have here and what roughly I need to do to it.
Yeah.
And then I'll focus on my javelin, which I have right now. I just wanted to know, like, what was in this box here. I think I got it from this GM box. Oh, cool. We got a little pointy brush. Oh, we got a pencil eraser in here. We'll set that aside. We might need that. We got a COVID mask. I used the COVID mask, basically for like model kits.
That's all they're good for now.
Yes, there's. I mean, I always was using them for wrong stuff on purpose. I sometimes what I do is I take 2 paper cups and I'll double layer the paper cups, and then I'll use those sometimes as a. I'll use the mask as an insulator.
Guys, COVID's real. COVID's real, guys.
That keeps it real. We actually have a full parts for a GM in here, but that's not going to be fun. Hey, why is there ant in this bag? Get out. Oh, you're not in the bag. Okay, good. He's not in the bag.
Get in the
When you
bag.
know-
We're doing it live.
So, when you know your glasses are good, when do you begin to paint microscopic corners? I don't know if I do paint microscopic corners, but if I did, I got a microscope for real basic one. Huh. Oh, you got a real. Oh, wait, I'm mixing up telescopes and microscopes now. I'm confusing myself. Well, basically, I sometimes take off my glasses to get a close look at something, so my vision is still able to do that. But you know, this camera's got macro focus in the sense that if I tighten up, in fact, you can see the wrinkles in my skin right here. Like, look how good that is. So, what I would do is I already have my right screen, like, it's like that big, and basically I use the right screen. Oh crap! I forgot to put this away. You know, it's like basically it's not a microscope per se, but I can use this camera in the same manner that I would use a USB microscope. So while I do own a USB microscope, I no longer hook it up because the problem is when you hook up 3 webcams to the same computer, or if like you have a USB video capture device and 2 webcams, things get a little hinky. It's just too much information going through the USBs. So I realized that I always had nothing but problems when I tried to have 3 cameras coexist. And one way to deal with that was have OBS turn off one camera whenever you're switching from one to the other. But I just, that shit was annoying, you know, because it takes like a second for the camera to reinitialize. But this camera actually does like proficiently. The only thing it misses is it doesn't have like its own lighting source. So a good macro camera or a good USB microscope, which is really just a macro lens that has tight focus, will allow you to we'll have a ring light, they call it. It'll literally be like a light LEDs in a ring pattern right around the lens. So whatever you're pointing at is getting ample light. Okay, so now this here is a known good article. As you can see, it is a fully assembled RGM 122 Javelin. And I'm going to turn off the chat on the screen for a moment or something so I can really show you this. Show me the javelin. Hey, wait, what the heck is that? Oh, I see what that is. Okay, we got this. Okay, good. So if we look here, you'll see here that I actually used a dry brush technique that Snacks recommended when I did the feet on this. So anybody who's into feet, you get a good look at that right there. You can see how it looks a bit more, you know, it's a kind of almost like a matte look, as you can see. So that was the dry brush technique. And
I didn't recommend them to paint feet with it, but yes, I did recommend the dry brushing.
Well, I think I said I was having a challenge of some kind, and you suggested dry brushing in general, and I put it to work in that capacity. And then these funnels here, these verniers or thrust nozzles or thrust bells or whatever you want to call them. As you can see, I used a metallic marker on these. I think was it metallic? No, it wasn't really metallic, but it has that. This might have been dry brushing too. I think I used a gray marker made for Zaku's, and then I just brushed on the metallic paint or something like that. So some of these have it, some of them don't. But what's weird is you can see the paint that was brushed off over here is blue. So this will need a redo at some point, but we're not focusing on this today. But you can see that if I didn't do that painting, there would be no, like it would just be blue funnels sticking out the side. So absolutely nothing like the picture on the box. As you can see, the picture on the box shows dark funnels there. So it would be false advertising if you
Don't
didn't
want
have that. Yeah, exactly. We can't have that. We also did a little panel lining, so I actually have a foot. Foot. I keep saying foot. Anyway, we have a foot right over here that I gave a little bit of love to. No pun intended. And you can see here
No
how
love intended.
giggity giggity. You can see here how we have a dark panel lining here. It's not perfect. I kind of screwed up the scoring tool a little bit. I was still learning how to use it, but you can see how the panel lining makes a big difference. Like you couldn't even appreciate those lines there if you didn't have panel lining there. So there's that. You could also see that the bottom of the foot needed to be painted because if it wasn't, so even though it's actually a low grade model, this is like whatever is less than high graded, right? But it's not quite the starter grade. You know, like I have one RX 78 too.
Kind of how this freaking this Zoc was. It was a real simple build.
Really? Okay, so a similar concept. Yep.
Real simple.
And you can see like we
I mean,
don't have a
technically, yes, it is
Mhm.
designated
It does look
as a
bigger,
high
though.
grade, but
yeah. It does look a little bit more intricate.
2007.
Ah,
2007 freaking kit. So
You two have a good night.
okay,
I'm
bye.
gonna-
farewell,
I'm gonna-
Wade. Thank you for joining us.
Fall asleep.
Thanks for showing us all your Legos.
Yes, sir.
I figure it's better than all the gameplay. So yeah.
Hey, you know, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, if you have a boat to float.
Yep. Banana boat.
Have fun.
Banana
Thanks,
boat.
man.
Boom,
Bye.
boom, boom.
It's good hanging with you. And that was Real Wade Nation, who we might even have a link for in my stream elements. I might be able to type in the word Wade or some crap. I hope so, because like he's got like 4 channels, which I mean, he got to get like one of those all my links websites. That's what he needs.
Oh, the link tree. Yeah.
Yeah, Linktree. Either one, yeah. Linktree, all my links, yeah. Hey, you know, that's interesting. Why did my microphone turn red? It's loud, isn't it?
Maybe.
Is it?
No. I kind of heard you the same way the whole time.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna change anything then. I should have done like a sound check, but I'm not gonna obsess over, you know, like sit here like play back the audio, and then be like, oh, tweak it. I'm not touching the knob. I'll tell you that right now. If I touch the knob on my shit, it'll be like 10 minutes before I'm back. So anyway,
Heyo.
hey ho! Never forget a black wash at the end. A black wash. Is that like a painting thing? That is a modeling thing. Slim Dim knows models. And yes, I didn't mention this before, but I didn't want to oust, even though we noticed. But yeah, third floor is in New Zealand, so yeah, that's like why his lag sucks. But yeah, so I did an experiment on here. I put a little Tamiya putty into the foot. Probably a waste of Tamiya putty, but I wanted to see if it would make it feel heavy or, I don't know, weigh it down. Probably just a wasted step. I'll probably forgo that step on the second foot unless I do it just for consistency now. So that's, bottom line is for a complete, so the only reason I really want to show this before I go to the parts that I have in front of me that need working is, I love the idea of doing this in metallic green. You can see how it's a similar shade to the original shade, but it just has a more cool look to it. So now we'll grab the parts, and the part we're going to be looking at, in fact, is another example of why this unit needs painting. You can see down here how this backpack unit has like 3 cones on it. It's oriented like this. You can see it's got places to mount the beam lancers. These are basically missiles with like beam saber points on the end of it. So, you know, Pinkmanovsky particle emissions that can, in theory, penetrate stuff, but apparently fail to do so in the one scene that you actually see them in action. May that young lady mechanic rest in peace. But yeah, you can see how like I had to paint this inlay gray over here, and I had to paint this outer part yellow. I think I did that by hand. I might have even used acrylic paint on this one here. I might not have used official Gundam colors, although I don't believe that for a second. I don't know, but we'll figure something out as we go along. And yeah, so this is like a model that you could snap together in like 5 minutes, or, you know, not 5 minutes, but very quickly. But that if you're trying to match it on the box, it's like it could use a lot of love, and it's great because I can still buy another one on Amazon or eBay, and I think I might get another one at some point, just because I would love to, like, once I get this process down, if I ever get it down, just do some like off the hook, like, customization on it and be like, I bought a shit model and I made it cool.
Honestly, that's kind of what I'm doing right now.
Yep.
My-
So
I mean, the Zach is a great guy. He's a good boy, but it's just like I just wanted the Zach Fortress. That's all. Because I love that part of Gundam Thunderbolt, which if you haven't noticed, is my favorite Gundam of my favorite
yeah,
Gundam
Thunderbolt.
series.
I still got to catch up on a lot of it. I still got to like definitely catch up on the manga, just straight up get it basically. And unfortunately, like, there's times where I wish I can get an ebook. I know ebooks are like, the modern bullshit where, like, especially if you buy it from Amazon, you don't own it. You're basically renting it until they decide to take away your access to it.
Oh yeah.
But sometimes I like getting manga in that format because I know that I'd have to find a place to store it, like Knights of Sidonia, and I just want to be able to read it conveniently. And I like that a lot of manga is in black and white, so it works on my e-ink display e-reader. But that said, it would be better for me to just buy the shit for reals and not have to worry about any of that bull.
Yeah.
Like Loki did a show the other day about physical media. A little shine, some dirt, and a little rust goes a long way. Ah, that's the blackwash, apparently. But, he was talking about physical media and how some companies were ending their physical media production lines because it costs too much, even though running a server with cloud infrastructure is way more energy intensive. But, of course, if you want to say, oh, well, let's take the scene out of Crocodile Dundee where he does the gender check, they can, edit that and just make the new streaming version that, and things of that nature. So I get the concern. So during that stream, I remember mentioning that, while people were talking about, Jolly was talking about he got a second Blu-ray player that he keeps in the box and stuff like that. And I get the logic because they love their physical media collections. I can appreciate that. Mine, I kind of like, it's not that I moved away from physical media. I literally actually probably started buying more physical media as I've taken my digital library seriously. But difference is I essentially archive anything I physically buy. And then once it's in my digital library, I keep the original on a shelf. So it's like, that's like my master backup. And the thing I mentioned in the chat that I think was misunderstood that was interesting was that I had to buy a special Blu-ray drive, basically, that I had to downgrade the firmware on it in order to play 4K movies. So when I bought Lord of the Rings 4K, I found out my Blu-ray player on my computer couldn't read it, couldn't copy it. And I look into it and I find out, 4K discs are apparently on what they call BDXL media, or whatever drive works on extra large Blu-ray recordables is also the drive that can read 4K discs. So I'm like, okay, I need a BDXL disc drive. So whatever it's called. So Pioneer makes one, but then I found out the Pioneer drive is like locked down where you put like a 4K movie in it, it won't play it, it won't copy it, and there's no way around it. Like, it's like very thoroughly, properly locked down. I think they put like epoxy around the chip on the inside so you couldn't even like crack it open, like do stuff to it. But whatever the case was, and then there's versions of that drive where, like, if you buy the drive and it wasn't updated, it'll work, but if you update it, you can't go back. So in the end, the answer was buy this specific model of LG drive, and buy this $25 firmware downgrader, or find it somewhere else, and the drive will do the things you want it to do. And so it did. And so that drive, now I have the ability to both read or back up, Blu-ray discs or 4K Blu-ray discs. And that's kind of what I was getting at. So while I understand not everyone wants to install a media server application on their computer and run it whenever they want to stream a movie, for me, it's like, okay, well, I can't put a 4K Blu-ray player in every TV I own. And,
Yep. Nor would you want to.
And well, maybe I would, but generally I wouldn't want to.
No.
Although you could put a PlayStation 3 in like multiple rooms if you happen to, be the person who I am, who went dumpster diving in the e-waste recycling heap when I worked in retail, and have 3 PlayStation 3s. Yeah, as everyone would do. So that works, except it doesn't work for the 4K movies. So, and of course, PlayStation 3s will play movies off flash drive, but they really won't, because the PlayStation 3 always had this copy protection that's hilarious. So you think you have it good. You're like, all right, I'm watching my bootleg movie on the PlayStation 3. Everything's going well. Then like 20 minutes into the movie, it goes, Sanavia has detected that you are playing a bootleg. So we're gonna mute the audio for you. In fact, the way it did it was it would disable the audio output. So like it was like some feature that worked on the low level on the HDMI port. So it's like, okay, fuck you. I'll never use a PlayStation to watch movies again. And
Oh, no.
there goes the
No.
usefulness of that. You know, unless you're streaming them legitimately, of course.
Yep. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Just
So
looks like-
you know, so I just like put them on my box, my server, and it could be on my regular desktop. I just happen to have a server, and I run an application called MB on there, and I could either use the phone app or a web browser. I can watch it on the phone or on a web browser, or I can use the Chromecast or a Roku app to play it on my TV. So it's like that's very flexible. And the crazy thing is, like, if I'm on a slow internet connection while I'm traveling, I can even pick a setting that lower. Hey, go! What the fuck are you doing, Google? Hey, Google, no. Sorry, the voice command box heard me say something, and I didn't know what it was gonna do. I didn't want it to like do anything. I didn't want it like.
Look up porn.
Yeah, you know exactly. Okay, we called 911 for you. Not that it's a feature. I've tried it. You know, like somebody say test, and it goes, "I'm sorry, I can't send texts." And it's like, I didn't say that, but while you're at it, can you send a message through Google Chat? And it's like, oh, I don't have that feature. How could you not have that feature? But anyway, I digress. I didn't know PlayStation 3 could detect bootleg movies. Yeah, Synavia. I'm not even making that up. Yeah. I don't know how widespread or how well it works. I just know it comes up when you play the movie off a flash drive. So I don't think that... Okay, you know what? That rough texture is not that rough. I want to just keep those seam lines invisible. That's really my real goal. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be perfectly even. I just don't want to see the seams. And this model, when I did the second one of this model, I used the glue to melt the seams together, and it worked. But then I realized it was still misaligned. Like, it was just a bad production or something. So
Tends to
at
be,
that
yeah.
point, yeah. So that's why I did the Tamiya on this one only.
Mm.
But the feet, doing the Tamiya in the foot was not necessary. Yeah, so with the PlayStation 3, you know, it's like I got like 2 of the slim ones and 1 of the thick ones, and I don't have any use for the thick one because while it does play PlayStation 2 games, it's just a hog. And I do plan to replace the laser on it at some point because I did buy a laser for it to replace the bad laser, the Blu-ray diode, but I don't know, I'll just probably put the laser in there, make sure it works, and then just put on it like a shelf where it looks good. As for the slim PS3, you know, well, as for PS2 gameplay, I got a couple PS2s, one that definitely works. And I did some testing. I was able to get a hard drive installed, an SSD installed in there, as a matter of fact. So that, you know, was promising. I bought one of those memory cards called Free McBoot, and it's basically like, it's not a mod chip, but it basically does the things that you would do, that you would normally use for a mod chip. So it's like, great, I don't need to fuck with mod chips. That's fantastic. You know, and only thing I would love to have that I don't, the capability, so that gives me the capabilities I want for PlayStation 2. Like, any game that doesn't run on an emulator will run on that PlayStation 2, and I can store them on a drive and maintain backups, so I don't have to, you know, I can have physical media, but any physical media only goes in there once for backing up, or I use my computer to back it up. And this is a thing that, another reason why I bring up the digital library thing. You know, you put mileage on a laser diode, eventually they give up. So, you know, it's just another way of getting more longevity out of the thing too. And maybe an SSD will read the games faster too while it's at it. But what I would love to have is, I remember with the old Xbox, I had a proper setup where, I still have the old Xbox setup like that, where it gives me a menu, a list of games on it. You know, it's pretty neat. I wish that I would have that set up for the PlayStation 3. I know it's probably not that hard, but unless somebody tells you exactly how to do it, or unless you find a good tutorial, it all seems like a mystery until it isn't.
Yeah.
Because what I need to do is I need to find my PlayStation 3 actually, because I think I have Gundam Crossfire in the drive. So under that pile of boxes behind that way, I think I have Gundam Crossfire in the PlayStation 3, and I want to try it out on my PC because it doesn't play that well on the. You ever play Gundam Crossfire on a PlayStation 3?
No.
Do you know about the game?
Don't.
Or which
think
one
I
it is?
do. I'm not sure.
Okay, so it's a UC timeline game. You have GMs in there,
fuck,
you know.
fuck. Oh, damn it.
Drop something.
Yeah, just. I
Oh,
should
Real
probably
Wade
take a
joined again,
break.
apparently.
Huh?
I know Wade said something in the chat. I wasn't reading the chat. Here's all my links. Oh,
Oh,
cool. He
shit.
does have links. Cool. So everyone in chat, Wade has posted a link tree, and I'm gonna click on a button. I think Wade is in the back room. Maybe. Let me see here. Is he? Or not? He disappeared.
He might have disappeared.
Dun, dun, dun. Sorry. You know, I'm picturing Arnold Schwarzenegger in True Lies when he's like running around town. Sorry. You know, in his Austrian accent. That movie is fun.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of twisted sick bitch would take the ice cube trays out of the fridge? Or something like that. That scene always stuck with me too. So, as a educational point, because you know we are here to educate. Well, I don't know if I'm here to educate, but as a point of education, another cool thing you could do with my X-Acto knife, with these sand foam pad sanding things, is cut them to any shape you want. For instance, I have this one here. So while the God Hands company charged a fortune for a set of these shits here,
No, it's only
And-
$50 for a freaking pair of nippers.
yeah,
I will say they are kind of worth it, but
yeah,
it's still fucking $50. I'm like, yeah.
I do have a set of nippers right over here. Like I keep them on my desk so I don't misplace them and break them. In fact, let's make sure they're still here. Ah, there's my nippers. Let's get you out from under that graphics card there. No, I don't want to get my grease on you. Okay, there we go. Good. There you go. I always keep the cover on it so, you know, they're protected and loved. Just like I don't
should
know,
be.
my own born. Exactly.
Just like they should
So,
be. Yeah.
so these are the $50 nippers here. Are they worth it? Yeah, basically. I mean, look, like, as long you got to take good care of them.
Those you got hands, Ocean have. He's got them.
Yeah,
He's got
and
'em.
you know, it's got like one flat side. I actually had a pair that were knockoff God hands that were pretty good, but I think the tip got bent or something like that, and I just didn't trust them in the first place. But whatever it was, I took better care of these. And then the other thing was, I heard a beeping sound again. Hey, what's up, real awesome one? Real awesome. I makes the Real Wade Nation.
Awesome
one.
one.
As you can see, it says Plastic Japan. I guess they're made for plastic. And you got a model number. You got this little bolt here that I would not touch, but I guess it makes it so that you can make sure it stops moving the articulation at a specific point. So, you know, mainly I think the thing with these are, in theory, they aren't supposed to be super bendable, but I believe they are made of a hardened steel or something like that. Slim Nim actually works in a carbon tungstite factory, so he might be able to chime in on that. I made that up, but he probably knows a thing or two about tungsten carbide. So anyway, these God Hand standards here advertise that you can cut them. But it's like the thing's already small. What size am I going to cut this to? You know, if I cut this, the big block's going to be too small. But these, on the other hand, as you can see, I cut myself a nice little strip of. Ah, crap! I should have written down what grit this was. I think it's 600 grit. I'm gonna write 600 on there. Oh, I found my X-Acto knife. Good. I needed that. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to write 600 on here.
Nice.
I don't have any paper to write on. Okay, this pen is dry. Like my girlfriend. Wait, why would I? Anyway, okay, whatever.
I don't know.
We're going to use the brown Gundam markers. What is the brown panel lining for? Where would you do brown panel lining? Like maybe there's a place. I honestly don't know.
Desert.
If you know.
Desert.
Okay, that's actually a good point.
Desert Kami.
That makes a lot of sense now because now that you mention it, Blackwood clashed with that. I don't think Waldfeld or Rommel would appreciate black panel lining on their Desert Tiger unit.
Who might say what the Desert Fox would like?
Yeah, Waldfeld was the guy from Gundam Seed, who was basically Rommel. and they call him the Desert Tiger. And I didn't know that back then. You know, I was still ignorant of history. I mean, I thought I knew about history, but not as much as I now. Now, with my superior intellect about history, I really know.
You sure?
Not really. But, you know, we do a couple of streams about World War II and III. And sometimes we seem to learn a thing or two. Like when we did the Battle of Jangsari. Fun movie. Well, not fun, but interesting movie.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
apparently classified until like 1997. Like that operation. So they had like I think a number of diversionary operations during the whatchamacallit that shit was called. You know, the big landing. The fucking one at Incheon. Incheon landing. So they had like a number of diversionary, I think at least 3 others I read about or whatever, and they were pretty successful. Jagsari was like totally a botched operation, but it was a strategic success. Like it diverted the attention of like those 2 North Korean divisions, so that's got to count for something. But the amount of loss, they did not want to acknowledge it, you know?
Yeah, well, it happens.
Yeah, and then the guy at the end of the movie who makes you cry, well, I don't know who made you cry, but the guy at the end of the movie who did not make me cry, I saw him in an interview. He was smiling. I was like actually really pleased to see him smiling in an interview. Because I felt really bad for that guy. He's on the beach. He's all like, Jungkook, Gook, Son, Jin-ku, I hope you're still there because I'm going to be there. I'm old. And I was like, oh. I said that backwards, but you know what I mean. He's naming out his friends who died in the war, and he's like, I'm old and infirm, and I'll be there right behind you, so you better be there. And it's like just a heartbreaker there, man, calling out to the ocean. So seeing the guy happy in an interview was like, okay, well, that's good. I'm glad he's a happy old man.
Yeah. Happy old man.
Maybe he got to hook up with like a K-pop star, and he's like, you know, like maybe he's got like a bunch of money from the war or something like that, and he's like gets to like go to like K-pop town and you know go to any girl with a hiked up skirt. And he's like, you come with me. Of course, now I'm just using my wild imagination here.
Yeah, now you're just like in Ronnie World.
Well, why don't you make an L-sit reminder to an L-sit reminder? I didn't know. Who knows about the L-sit reminder? I'm kidding. I know you meant reminder list. Well, that's a good idea, Wade. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write it down on my P600 sandpaper because it's probably going to be the most looked at sandpaper. If I'm being honest, I'm going to be looking at the 800 sandpaper probably more. So I'm going to write Wade Battery on the P800 sandpaper.
Makes sense.
Wade GBSP battery. Instead, I order a battery. Wade gets something in the mail. It's literally a battery, a turret. It's like, why did you send me a naval gun? I'm like, oh, the reminder said send Wade a battery.
Yeah, technically, it's a coastal gun.
It is a coastal. Yep. That's true. That's correct.
It's for coastal defense. You put that on a ship, the ship will sink. So
airmail is out of the question. So basically, we're just gently sanding this to kind of get it ready for, priming. And maybe I'll even accelerate the process by which I do it and get somewhere. Although I did the majority of the weird stuff to it already. I did the, I sanded it. I used the scoring tool. I got a scoring
my
tool.
problem is I want to rush this, but I probably shouldn't rush it.
Yeah, you might actually manage to do it more efficiently than me by rushing it. Except that you got a lot of custom work to do that. So that's what makes it tricky.
I have so much scratch building to do now. Like apart from doing some custom panel lining, that the upper part is done. I have to scratch build the whole bottom.
And yep, I see. Yeah, I can see there's a big part. What is that made of? Is that paper?
This
Oh,
is
styrene. That's styrene. Is that like the shit to make CD cases out of, but not clear?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think they use polystyrene or something. They got expanded polystyrene, you know. But Slim Nim has an interesting point. This is actually relevant. I kind of glad you kind of, how do I phrase it? You know, stating it right, because like this is something that like I can see myself overlooking regularly. Trick for sanding is never use fresh sandpaper. Use a bit on everything before your project. It helps smooth out the scratchiness. So yeah, sometimes I do want that bite, and other times, yeah, I absolutely don't want that scratchiness on a thing. So in this case, I'm kind of working with the Tamiya putty. So while the strip of sandpaper I showed moments ago that was over here somewhere does have enough mileage on it now that it's like safe to use, this one is a fresh piece, but you know, I'm using it on this white putty stuff, so I'm okay with like, you know, letting it scuff it up a little bit. You know, I'm okay with a deep clean, so to speak, especially in these funnels here. These actually is what I was using it on. In fact, maybe I can cut a little triangular shape out of that. Now nobody can say this is pointless. It's very pointful.
I see what you did there, and I don't appreciate it.
So yeah. So speaking of what the hell, did someone mention bagels or some kind of like food? Carbine is amazing at 1500 grit. Carbine or carbide? Carbide. Smooth as a baby's butt.
Carbon?
Carbon maybe?
Yeah.
Could be carbon. Carbon at 1500 grit. I didn't know they had carbon sandpaper. I know you could use sandpaper on carbon. In fact, I do have PD's chest over there that needs a bit more sanding, but I'm not doing that in this room. It's going to be a lot of resin and carbon fiber dust. And carbon fiber dust is itchy.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that shit.
Yeah. Like, it's a little hot to wear gloves. I was reading and I found out people working in the industry, like, some of the old timers just get used to it, but, like, this guy was explaining that like a lot of people will use a cream that acts like almost like a protectant. So you have this cream on it, and when you don't work with the carbon fiber and stuff, you just wash the cream off, and then it doesn't stick to your tissues because the cream is basically catching it before it gets that far. So it's like, okay, I like that. It's like it's flexible. It's not technically the right thing, but it's like it's practical. And it's not like egregious. It's not like standing indoors without a mask. Okay, that's dumb. Now standing outdoors, depending on the wind direction, maybe I wear a mask. Maybe I just hold my breath and use my squinters. Generally, I wear goggles if it's really getting out there though. Yeah, goggles are a good idea.
Yeah, goggles can be a good idea. I agree.
It's like goggles are generally not that hard to wear either. For what people are doing with things. A respirator, I get it, a little rough, but if you're like doing proper, fumes and stuff, then you should probably wear the respirator.
Yeah, I'm thinking about purchasing a respirator. Just
Yeah,
I'm just
bought a
like,
few.
if I'm gonna freaking paint lacquers.
Yeah, especially those. Yeah, when I did when I experimented with a little airbrushing, that was like when I already had respirators from the COVID, because like when COVID started, everyone's like, don't wear a mask. Mask is stupid. And everyone who's into wearing masks like 3 weeks later or a month later were all like bitching about people wearing masks, making fun of them.
It
And
kind of
it's like,
flipped, didn't it? People
yeah.
who were not into masks were like totally like, if you're not wearing a mask, you're a terrible person. And then the vice versa. It's like, if you're wearing a
Yeah.
mask, you're a sheeple. I'm like,
It like literally happened, yeah. It's like I think a part of it is like the distrust. Like TV is saying don't wear a mask. So like, okay, if TV's told me not to wear a mask, I'm gonna go order me the fucking P100 right now. That was like my mindset. And then once the script flipped and I kind of like had a better idea of what was going on, I'm like, okay, I get it. Don't want to breathe people's cough. Got it. Don't want to go to grandma after breathing in people's cough. Got it. Things of that nature. I'm not an expert. Don't take this as medical advice, blah, blah, blah. But, like, at that point, then
I'm
they were
not
like...
your doctor, nor do I want to be. You're not my freaking physicist either, so shut the fuck up.
This is true. My physicist. And then at work, they want us to wear like masks for 12 hours because I work for 12 hours. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go buy a fake mask. So a friend told me about a website that makes them, and it looks like lingerie on your face. But they got like a 2-layer, they got a 1-layer, 2-layer, and 3-layer version. So like the 3-layer one was like if you go to a PTA meeting and there's a bunch of Karens, you wear that one.
Mm-hmm.
The 2-layer one's pretty comfortable. And the 1-layer one's like more like the fuck you mask. It's like you show up somewhere, it's like people can literally see your face through it. It's like literally like, hey, I'm complying.
Yep. I'm sorry, you're hearing the thing, aren't you?
No, you're good. That. Look, model making sounds a part of the experience.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm building this base. So I took a whole time building the frame, the inner frame, just so I could build the outer frame, and then the inner frame broke, and I'm like, the outer frame's perfect. So I'm like, cool, just saving weight. So now it's kind of hollow inside here. I did put these things down. They were from the inner frame earlier, but now I'm just using them as like support structure things, so that it's more stable. And now it kind of holds it.
There we are.
Yeah, it holds it pretty nicely,
Kind of
actually.
balanced, yeah. The fortress.
Pretty
It's fortress. Carbs at 100. Safe for sanding. Never use fresh sandpaper. Oh wait, I read that. But it is valid advice.
I also got this guy right here.
Yeah, that's a crab arm looking thing like the cancer, right? The fucking Pisces nigga.
100% got it right on the money. It's a lobster though, because it's got a crusher claw and a pincer claw.
Ah, okay. Oh yeah, it's lobstery.
So he's gonna be going like because the fortress is gonna grab it and freaking like. So I just made that out of foam, and I'm going to hit it with another round of resin at some point, and then another round of resin after I'm done detailing it, and then I'll paint it, and then it will be in the display after I paint the Zoc Fortress. But I have to get all the freaking parts built. So I've got this. I need to build 2 4 legs / freaking pods, and then 2 smaller ones.
I see.
You looking at a picture of it?
No, I'm looking at yours, but I was just contemplating like the pods are like sort of like, like are the pods part of the legs kind of, or what would have been the legs, or are they more the thing? Oh, no, I seen a picture. You saw it on Ironcasters. In fact, I'll get a picture for the chat. What's up, Boris? Welcome back.
Yeah, I guess like some freaking professional guy did it like in like 2017 or something like that. He like properly built one, and I'm like, holy crap, that's amazing. I am nowhere near that good, but
is this actually called a Gok Fortress?
Mobile Fortress Zoc.
Got it. Oh, it's Zoc. Okay, I was calling it Gok.
No, Zoc. Z.
Got it. Yeah, Z. Okay,
yeah.
I said I was calling some other shit. I see it now.
Not to be confused with the Z-Gok.
Yep. Which I have something like that. Alrighty. Let's see here. I'm gonna switch my camera back on. So that's a Zoc. Now I need to find the actual one.
That's the land mobile one.
Yeah, that's like so it's got the hovery things.
That's the one. And then there's another picture of one that's like built in a model shop. It's like hobby. It was like hobbyist did one. Some like hobbyist Japan.
Oh, here it is. It looks just like Punk Waddle.
that one is cute. They used they They filled in the face and made 2 eyeballs, and then gave a little spiky head. Yeah, it kind of looks like Punk Waddle. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the hair and shit.
I should turn it up.
Oh no, I mean like that's interesting, Slim Nim. And hey, it's off the political topic, so I'm happy. I don't have to like feel obligated to defend or condemn actions. But the idea of there being no ID law for police nationally. I'd say like the cops on TV escorting a criminal, but their bosses know who they are and they're just walking them to the car. Anonymity makes sense. But if a cop is interacting with a person at a traffic stop, then yeah, they should identify themselves and they should be obligated to do so.
Yeah, I'm not okay with cops wearing masks. Unless they're like deep undercover.
Yeah, deep undercover, or like if they're performing a role, which I mean, like when like people on social media dox people, I get it. Like if they're pulling duty at like a riot.
I also this is gonna be a weird opinion, but I don't think it should be a crime to dox cops at all either.
Well,
because
should they be protected from doxing though? If not, I know it shouldn't be a crime, but should they be allowed to protect themselves, or is it more like
just like everyone else should be allowed to protect themselves? I'm just like,
so okay, fair enough. The one angle is like, don't become a cop if you can't take the heat, but on the other hand, it's like, well, it could be a compromising position.
Cops already get a whole bunch of protections anyways, so it's like, it's like you're gonna add more, and you're just gonna give. It's like there's gonna be a point where a cop can freaking beat the shit out of you, spit in your face, and then freaking you're gonna try to get retribution, but you can't because he's got a badge, and it's like,
yeah,
and a lot
there's
of people
a moral
like,
hazard.
Yeah. So it's like, and you say that, and everyone would be like, well, cops don't actually do that. I'm just like, no, there's a lot of cops. How many counties are there in the U.S.? How many of those counties have their own police department? And
a lot, especially the really small ones. I think are like where things get a little weirder. I'm not saying
they
that
can get weird. They can be like the best. They have freaking the best people in the world there, or they could have freaking someone who's like 3 shades darker than Dirty Harry. It's like, and I mean that in moral shades.
Yeah. I get that. I think Dirty Harry is a white dude.
Yeah, it's Clint Eastwood. Yeah.
It was Clint Eastwood. What was his freaking saying? Give me a haircut or some shit. Give me a haircut. Oh, make my day. Make my day. And was my camera still? I'm not. I'm showing random Zocks. Rock with your Zocks out.
Rock with your socks out. Yep.
Unless your Alfred is a herder, then just go and spill the secrets. Help out the enemy pilot. Why don't you build his mobile suit and attack your fucking town?
That's right. I mean, no, why would you do that? Terrible.
I was reading a Reddit post once, and it was kind of funny. Like, someone's like, that little shit. And they're like, going on this rant about it. It's like, I don't know how to feel about this, but I can appreciate where they're coming from. He literally aided and abetted the enemy. I mean, granted, yes, he was a part of a neutral colony, but you know how it went.
Who, Amro?
No, fucking Alfred from 0080.
Oh, yeah.
That little kid who, like, I get it, he wanted to go and see a real mobile suit in person. So he sees a Zaku crash, like, oh, here's my big break. And then he befriends the damn pilot. It's like, but you literally, you know, I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but you guys should watch it.
It's okay. I don't think anyone's gonna be super mad that you ruined 0080.
Yeah, I don't think that. It's just also there's a simple thing. It's like if
They
it's
would
been
have
out
watched it
30,
if they had interest.
and if it's been like 30 years, at some point you got like when people do Babylon 5, like, oh, I don't want to spoil it for you. It's like it's been 30 fucking years. If they didn't watch Babylon 5 in 30 years, and two, you can't ruin all 50 episodes. So the ways I see it is you give a few spoilers that gets people interested. At least me, like there's things I didn't want to watch, but someone told me like, oh, at some point in the show they show a space colony shaped like a ball. I'm like, oh, I'd really like to see a colony shaped like a ball. It's a bad example, but you get my point. Or like something, I'm trying to remember like something like, or the movie World War Z. You know, same shit. Like I hear about the Wall of Israel. I'm like, ooh, I gotta see that one. Like that was cool, yo. World War Z was funny because like they really seem to have that like wall figured out very quickly, almost like they had a plan for this ahead of time. Not necessarily for zombies, but you know, with their whole setup. But it's a mixed bag for them. I get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, yeah, if a country was gonna have a proper like wall, and it's like, but the funny is like even in the city like of Jerusalem, you had like basically like fencing wrapping around the inner streets so that if the zombies got in, you could still run through the streets at this point without immediately getting zombified. Granted, at that point, you know, time is limited as it went for the movie. But I don't understand. One thing I didn't get about the movie World War Z, like the movie, I get it. The movie's not the book. It's a little different. The book was interesting because it was a bunch of smaller stories from individuals, almost like a journalist going around interviewing people. Yeah, sure, go for it, Oris. Please. Do you have a wrench? You got a wrench, right? You must have a wrench. I must have given you. You gave me a wrench. You must have a wrench too. You don't have a wrench. How do you not have a wrench? This is an atrocity. Give me a second. I got you. How do I?
Yeah, they don't look like they're wrenched up.
Put user in timeout. That's how you give him a wrench, right? No, I'm kidding. I got you. Here you go. You got a wrench now, Oris. Timeout is the same as a wrench, right?
Yes.
I've done it.
I mean, no. Why would you think that?
I've done that in my pocket before. Like, where I have a phone in my pocket, and I'm like, oh shoot, who did I ban? One time, someone banned me on Tony Stark's, and they leave me a comment, and they're like, yo, I'm so sorry. I told Tony to take away my wrench. I'm like, you don't have to do that, man. I mean, I respect that. It's commendable that you sent me a comment and apologized and stuff. But you're cool, and I did appreciate the person went through the trouble, saying that. Yeah. Yeah, Oris has a fire channel. I might even put it on in the background here so we get him some watch hours, and maybe I'll play it on my television.
Television?
They call it television because it tells you what to do.
I'm gonna have to find a new freaking box fan tomorrow. Everything's closed, so.
Yeah.
It's like way too late.
Just for keeping cool, yeah.
Yeah. Oh shoot! It's already tomorrow.
Speaking of box fan, I gotta check my audio filter. Am I running my audio? I guess I don't need my audio filter. You guys can't really hear the fan from my air conditioner that's running on low right now. Nah, yeah, the VU meter is completely silent.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
I have a filter that, like, what it does is you let it listen to the sound when you're not speaking, and it detects, like, the noise floor of the room, so to speak, and then it knows to filter out that. But, realistically, once I figured out how to set up a compressor and expander filter, I really don't need it. And I already sound funny when I speak, so I figure if I overdo the filters, it'll just, like, really disrupt the way I sound.
I mean, that's true.
The problem is the way too many think that they are or can't say anything when they see crap. Oh, that's fair. So, like, people who are in the Force are afraid to speak out or whatever when other people are doing stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Because everyone benefits for the protections, and you advocate for more protections. You never advocate for more accountability. Which, yeah, I would totally freaking kind of be on that side too if I was a cop. But at the same time,
there is that.
At the same time, it's just like if there's no accountability, people get angry, and people get angry, people get violent once they get angry enough.
Yep. if you want to, you got to give the people something.
And then you get another freaking Dallas shooting incident.
Hmm.
It's like,
I think even under De Blasio, we had a cop shooting.
Yeah.
Like 2 cops in a car literally got shot just sitting
oh
there.
yeah, that happened. Yep. And I'm not justifying that at all. That's super wrong, but it's like, some
Mhm.
people freaking find injustices and they try to freaking fix it their own way. And what they do is they don't fix the injustice; they just create another injustice.
I am doing what I said I was going to do before. I'm using my camera to help me analyze the close up of the thing so I don't strain
Yeah,
my
I
face.
am building off camera, like, because I need to get into like a good spot.
I know worries. Yeah.
Bullshit.
I'm literally using the camera as a visual aid right now,
Yeah.
like to help me, like a microscope. Just like when I go to the bathroom. Ayo.
You said I didn't.
I know I did say that. Well, if you can't hate yourself, who can you hate? Wait, that's not how it goes. That's why I hit the like button. If you can't like yourself, how can I like other people's videos? So I like my own videos.
Got to like your own videos, or else why are you making them?
Yeah.
No, really, why are you making them?
Oh, I just fucking like sharing cool shit that I like.
There you go.
And I found out I can meet a lot of cool nerds here.
Yeah.
And then once in a while, I can be pompous. I go around with my business card and I go, I'm a content creator. And then people go, huh?
I create the content on the WebTubes.
I was actually going to go bring business cards to San Antonio, but I ran out of time, so I didn't.
That's okay. Nobody wanted it anyways.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
Well,
Digging.
I mean,
As friends do.
I remember I saw, like, I don't know if they were a kid or a teenager, but I was like, oh, that's a cool costume. They were dressed as a Ghostbuster. And they kind of looked at me like, I don't know, it was inappropriate for me to tell them that they had a great costume. I'm like, I'm sorry, I love Ghostbusters.
You can say it. You can compliment a kid. Some people just they don't know how to act. Just,
That's what I do. Actually, honestly, they were a little nerdy, so that's what I really figured it was. And I can empathize with that. I totally could. That's why I didn't start the witch hunt. But then the other guy, now that was a witch hunt.
what's a witch hunt?
You remember behind the hotel they had the flaming stake? Yeah, that's what that was. That's why I was on the roof for like 3 hours when everyone was inside. I was supervising the burning of the stake of that person.
Yeah, I'm super happy I got these made. They're not like super accurate because the other ones they look a little different. But
The missile pods?
oh no, the vent ducts.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
Yeah. And technically they're like laser beam freaking shooters, but
yeah,
they're beam cannon freaking weaponry, which the Zocs got a lot, so it's just like might as well be missile pods.
Christmas suit, la la la, shooting lasers here, and 3, 1, explosions, 2, explosions, la di la di la. I don't know what I'm singing, I'm making up songs. But real quick, okay, I got it. I better get going. Are you doing a stream tonight, or are you already doing a stream? Are you streaming right now? Or anyway, I'll check on your show right now. But Godspeed to you, Oris, and thank you. And then I love this Dungeons and Dragons stuff here. Then Oris got crushed by a mobile suit. Roar! And that's gotta hurt, man. I seen a mobile suit footprint, man. You could like drink water out of one of those. It's so big, or like enough water for like the whole week. So low spec Linux laptop. I'm sorry, low spec Linux gaming. Okay. Oh wait, no, I'm reading the other message now. Do you forget you are streaming on Rumble? Yes, I did forget. I literally did. No, I truly did. Let's take a look at that. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. I got fucking police sirens in here. Okay, we're gonna get this shit on the screen right here. And I just heard myself say all those things. Make my day, punk. He's talking about, I don't think he's talking about Punk Wallet.
feel
He's talking
lucky?
about like Dirty Harry.
Well, do you? You feel
Let's
lucky?
take a look at Aris. Oh yeah, Aris is streaming right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be
Do
right
you
back.
feel-
He literally like paused the stream to
you
hang
feel
out with us. Look, it literally says "Be right back, folks."
Nice.
Like he looks out, man.
What an awesome person.
I'm gonna vote for DDR or Miku. Wait, did I vote for the wrong one? Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. Oh crap, I could have voted for Mustache. Oh, Miku is fine. Miku is a fun game too. She got like a cute friend in England, and she wears these like thigh highs. Anyway, we're gonna set this aside. In fact, I should have opened this in Firefox so that I can use the. Anyway, okay, let's just set this aside here for now. We'll put this on the left side, right side. Where do I put this? I gotta put this on another monitor. Okay, we'll put this here. Okay. Oris is coming back. There we go. I just was telling the chat that Oris is coming back, so they know. It's like Quantum Leap when Al Calavici was stuck in that prison camp in Vietnam, and his girlfriend Beth didn't think he's gonna come back. So, you know, she gets married to another guy, and he comes back from the war, and he's like, I spent these years in a cage that was too short to stand in, but too narrow to sit in. And when I got back, my wife wasn't there. So, at the last episode of Quantum Leap, Samuel Beckett visits Beth, and he says, Al's alive, and he's coming home. And they play this song Georgia, and she's like dancing alone to the song Georgia. And it's like, Georgia, Georgia. That's all the words I know. And so that's what I just did. I just leaped into Oris's chat to tell his chat that Oris is coming home.
Yeah.
So what was I looking for? Oh yeah, Rumble chat. I'm trying to put the Rumble chat on screen to show love to the Rumble community.
Yeah.
Community.
The
Sounds like
community.
Window capture.
Capture that window.
Rumble chat. That's not Rumble chat.
Chatter up that rumble.
That's Rumble chat. And then we have to crop it, and then I gotta apply the chroma key and the non-chroma key filter, because if I don't, it's gonna be a black box. And unlike the Indian Airlines plane from last week, we do not need a black box today.
How did
I
that
would-
guy survive?
Yo, that was I know how he survived. I think I know how he survived actually, legitimately. But it is interesting. It's like it's like
He had God
Lucky-
mode on. Damn it.
yo, lucky bastard. Like really, like it's not like I thought like at least another two people would come out of that if he came out of it. And he just walked away. Like you see, I saw the video. The guy just walking away, like his shirt was a little bit black, you know. It's like, and basically what it comes down to is if you know how airplanes are. Anything that size, it's like it's usually just takes everyone with it, you know, every fucking time basically. But when people do survive, and the same thing with the Korean plane that crashed on the tarmac as it was taken off like a few months ago, it basically comes down to being in the back.
He's got the shit seats. He
Yeah,
dies last, but he survives.
it's the irony of it, right? Like you get the shit seat and you live another day, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So what pissed me off about
Oh,
Rumble
yeah, I will have
chat?
to put some putty on that freaking spot right there. That's okay.
Yeah, silly putty.
Yeah. Some Tamiya.
Ah, Tamia, she's hot.
Yeah, putty. Basic type. But yeah, this is it's coming along. I'm super happy. Like the modifications I did today. Just like I built both ends of the freaking because you saw how it looked earlier, right?
Oh yeah, I mean that like just
the
like
normal kit. The normal kit does not look like this.
Hell
Well,
no.
it does look like it, but it's like
It
these
kind of like
these
it has-
parts are like pointed down, you know,
Mhm.
instead of like forwardish. And
yeah, more of like a torso component or whatever they call that.
yeah, more like a belly portion
Yeah.
instead of like like a beak, like how it's protruding out like a beak now. Here are the legs that I'm probably not going to use. That's okay. Still, I might test out the paint on them, on the legs, just to make sure they're good match color. Still, yeah, I got these done. I've got the little freaking the extension on the shoulder parts, and then I added the freaking. I was super happy about that. I was like, yeah. And then I built the base for the quad legs to come out, and then I'll probably have to like put a little drill, and I might add like some like a brass tube for extra support.
Oh yeah. I got that. How, well, like a thin one or a thick one?
Either or, don't matter.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, as long as it's metal and shit. Yeah.
Because right now it's not the thickest. It's kind of flimsy. So, or I might just put a foam block in there.
Well, I guess the foam block would be rigidity all around, and then things would be kind of like getting their structural strength from that, or even like a wooden stick, even like I mean.
Yeah.
Or a craft stick or bamboo sticks. If you have like a set of bamboo sticks, I have these rectangular sticks in a box that are like 24 inches long each, or 12 inches long.
Gardening foam I could put in and just like have at it like that.
Oh yeah, that shit. And you can carve that to shape.
Yeah, that's what the freaking this guy's made of.
So real quick, low spec, I see you. Social Stream Ninja Chrome plugin is great for combining chats. I will look into that. On one angle, like I'm always reluctant to try too many plugins, but on the other hand, there's certain things that really freaking save a lot of time and work. Right now, I'm trying to like take the Rumble chat, but the problem is, unlike YouTube chat, the Rumble chat starts at the top, so you can't crop the top of the chat because if only 2 people leave messages, nobody ever sees them. So I'm trying to do some crazy shit to it to make it so that. Oops. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to do something. I'm breaking new ground, just like the new Star Wars.
I think I'm gonna crash. It's almost 2:00.
I think I'm gonna crash my mobile suit, and then I can collect the insurance payout and not have to finish building it.
Yeah, I gotta see like what's wrong with my fan. Maybe it's the extension cord.
Yeah. So it just what is it? Just not getting juice?
Yeah, it's not punching in. So I'm just like, it might be the extension cord, or it might be the battery. The motor freaking finally ran freaking.
You could try just bypassing the extension to see what happens,
Yeah.
and then if that fails, then you probably gotta like see if there's like if you could wiggle the wire like a pair of headphones when the sound don't work. Except that if you're not careful, the wire might pop. So that could be fun. So good luck. I give you more creative ideas, except I don't want to be the fire hazard here. So I'll leave that to you.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to promote or tell the community about before you prepare to go on your merry way? Of course, you're more than welcome to stay as long as you want, But since you did say something about punching out, I do want to give you options here.
Yeah, no, I'm going to.
Yeah, I just posted in the mech pit my Zoc modifications.
Cool.
Yeah, they are cool. I think they're pretty cool. Like it's just, I'm just looking at it and I'm just like, hey man, I put these things that weren't there and it almost looks super professional.
I mean, from a glance, like only thing that like doesn't look like the original, it's still got the white, but of course it does. I mean, that's a given. That's polystyrene.
I mean, I haven't painted it yet.
Yes.
And it's
that's
white
kinda...
styrene on top of the so you could tell which parts I modified, obviously.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of how that works, right?
But once I put the putty on and then I prime it all in Surfacer, it's all gonna just like blend together,
Yep, that's true. I mean, I definitely have enough experience with the painting and the
and then I'm gonna paint it back the same color-ish,
Actually, I don't think I've ever used the Surfacer, but I did see you using that what was it? The bottle of the brush on shit. Like, is that just for making it adhere to the polystyrene?
Huh? Oh, Mr. Cement?
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Cement is Mr. Cement. There you go. That's what it was. So it's just a different alternative. It's made by the Mr. Company instead of being Tamiya.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
It's fine. Yeah, it's the Mr. Hobby brand of
Wait.
cement. Yeah.
I got to find my Mr. Clear Coat if I'm gonna do my
I think I
gun
still have
cannon.
some Tamiya, but I was running low, so that's why I bought this one.
In fact, wait a second. That's what I could do real quick. I know exactly what I'm gonna do right now to educate, to showcase. I just want to do one quick thing here to show something cool.
All right, show me real quick before I go to bed. You got until 20 seconds.
Okay.
19,
I'm Eastern European.
18,
Where's my paint? I can't find my paint. Shit.
17,
Shit, my paint.
16.
I found a gun. Wait, where's my gun?
15. I know. Should be more like 10. Ronnie! Careful, Ronnie!
What'd I do? Huh?
You good? You good? Did you find it? I hope I didn't rush you.
I thought that was the point of the countdown.
It was the point of the countdown, but also I didn't want you to, hurt yourself.
It's okay. I'm already back from the hospital.
Okay, good.
But no, seriously, I just need one more thing before I can do this
Yeah, it
demonstration.
was longer than 20 seconds. You're right.
That's the wrong model kit.
Oh.
See, you know what they say? Haste makes waste.
Yeah. So. Okay, let's see. Have you seen the newest Gundam anime? If so, what are your thoughts? I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. As a fan of the original series, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. It's got a lot of cool Easter eggs and the Charlie Vol character that there's reimagining of his coolness. It's interesting. It's an interesting anime, and I can get behind it.
I did like what little I saw of it so far, and I was gonna watch a bunch of it before Ironcaster show the other day, but then I had to do something for work that requires me to get something done, and so basically I didn't get to watch it, which is disappointing. This is why you should never commit to a training course that anyway, that's besides
19.
So only thing I need right now
18.
is a Gundam. Oh, I know where I put the Gundam mark. I know where. You know what? Hey, is my screen frozen?
No, you're good. We see
Oh,
you.
I'm looking at Bumble. Okay, cool. Okay, I know where my Gundam marker is now. Got it. Yes. Okay, good. I'm gonna open up the fresh Hobby Lobby marker just to make sure this application is on good. So check this shit out. Okay. So I'm not priming this, even though I'm supposed to prime this, but we're just gonna do this and see what happens. Maybe it'll make it glossy or something,
Mm-hmm.
So, enter. This is the airbrush gun I bought on Amazon. So we got, of course, maybe I should grab an old marker. Okay, good. I got an old marker here. Good. I don't have to. I don't want to, de-versionize the marker yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They cost a pretty penny. Why do that? So instead of deflowering a marker, we're going to use an existing marker. So as you can see, this one here is dry because I can't hit a ball. This one is wet. So we give it a good shake. I'm going to full screen it so you guys can really see the magic. And up. Oh, wait.
That's me. There you go.
And then we're going to just take this bottle of rubbing alcohol, put it on my keyboard, along with these markers so that I can protect my keyboard from paint.
Yeah, I need to get some rubbing alcohol so I can clean my freaking.
Yeah, I need to buy more of this shit. I'm low on it. Okay, there we go. My keyboard's sufficiently protected. So now you take the paint marker and you insert it like this.
Yep.
And then you have to actually tweak it a little bit. But essentially you got to get the knob in roughly the neighborhood. You got to tighten this, loosen it up a little bit. You got to get that sputter to kind of not be so messy.
Oh, I see. Wow.
It's like, so there is a little bit of a trick to this part here because sometimes, okay, so that's the gist of it. So let's just go for it. In fact, they're going to paint the cap. So obviously I didn't do anything to arrest the parts. And you should really be doing like a thin coat, but I'm not going to go crazy about it. I just wanted to showcase it. So yeah, that's how that works on a nutshell. Obviously we could do
Nice.
better if you had it,
A lot of stippling, but that's okay. You were just doing a quick little show.
yeah, like the primer I think helps the paint absorb a little better, but you can see how on the other one I did, like you saw the parts I showed earlier from the gun tank, and they have a bit of a texture. You can see a hint of that texture. This one here wasn't primed at all. In fact, I don't think I primed the plastic on the other one either. But anyway, you get the idea. I don't think I did. I should have, but I didn't. So you know what? I'm going to prime this, then paint it, and see how nice it comes out. And that's what the alcohol is going to be used for. It's going to be used for stripping the paint we just put on there. But that's how that works. And in conclusion, that is my demonstration of the Gundam paint marker Gundam gun. So with that being said, anything that you
cool.
would
That's
like
cool.
to show? Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. You know, it's a mixed bag. Like I said, you saw some of the pitfalls of it, but when it works better than just putting the marker tip onto plastic.
As you can see, oh wait, I have it backwards.
Yep, we got a Zoc Fortress right over here.
Yep. So I extended the nose and I angled it this way, and I gave it a little more lip on it, and then I extended these. This was just like a triangle, and I just kind of shot it out, just scratch built it, and then
Are those vents stock vents where the beam weapons come out, or did you use putty to kind of fashion those?
I just used super glue and the styrene parts and plopped them in there.
Got you. Okay.
And the circle bits were just an old pen that was white, and I just used super glue for that. And then this bit just y'all saw me build on stream, and it's not quite done, but it's a nice little
three-dimensional shape.
It's a nice little base that fits it nicely.
Very nice, very nice. And I should add, by the way, I saw the first episode of the new Gundam. I'm gonna catch up on it before next week so that I can announce triumphantly in the chat of Ironcaster's Mech Pit that I saw it.
All right,
and I'm caught up.
I am going to bail and try to get the friggin' fan working.
Alrighty. And I will drop you a link in the chat. So for everybody tuning in, first of all, thank you, Snacks, for joining me tonight, and great work on your Zoc Fortress. I was going to call it Zegok Fortress.
He actually looks pretty good with extended, though. He's got the legs on right now. I just put the legs on just so he could stand.
The legs aren't supposed to be there, right?
No, legs are okay.
Well, it's supposed to be.
But the legs are okay for now until I build the quad freaking the carrier parts, and then the two, so it's got 6 legs.
Yeah, the foam and there's anything that makes it more rigid and whatnot.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty dope. But yeah, I'm gonna have to tape up these things right here, which are great. Which I think I just popped this part off and then tape it, and then it should be okay. Yeah, something like that.
I mean, tape it for painting or tape it like just to protect it?
Yes, tape it for painting and protection.
Gotcha, masking it. Okay, so masking.
Yeah, masking, which I have. I don't know where my little orange tape is. I got some more in my building box, but moth snuck in somehow. All right, I'm out.
Cool. Thanks for joining me, Snacks. You have a great night.
Thanks for coming. I was building anyways.
Oh, cool. I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah. I wish I could have came in and saw me do this cool bit, but I'm pretty sure if I came on, I would have been not as focused, and I would have built it.
Took me
You know how it is.
Yeah. Oh, I know more. So yeah, it took me a half hour to clean my desk before
when
I could even start.
When everyone's watching you, you're just like the worst at whatever you're thinking you're okay at, and you're just like complete trash.
Yep, it's true. I'm a bit more meticulous when I'm alone with this, but practice makes perfect.
Practice does make perfect, and practicing perfectly is how you get there. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Later, Ronnie.
Catch you later, Snacks.
Is it your
Do I
birthday
click-
today?
No, it's next Tuesday.
Oh, next Tuesday. Oh, okay. Okay, that's what
I'll-
you said you want to do the nip and nag on Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah. If you do Nip and Nag that night, I'm game.
Yeah, I probably will.
Cool.
Probably
Well,
will.
you heard it, guys. June
All right.
24th, Tuesday, I will be joining. Do
Bye,
I kick you
everyone.
out or do you
Awesome
exit?
one. You're awesome. Ronnie, you go too. I'm out.
Aye, aye. Oh, good. I don't have to click the exit button. I was worried that he's waiting for me to click the button to kick him out. So that's a relief that I don't have to click on the button to kick him out because he can kick himself out. So, yes, we did say just the tip, okay? Just the tip. Capisce? Just the tip, lemon pie. So we have a little conundrum here real quick. So, number one, I really didn't make much progress on the second unit because really what I need to do is round up all the parts associated with this guy's shoulder here. So, I've been over this before, but I just want to be clear. So, this whole freaking thing is blue. And as you can see on this model, I did and the feet, all white, no panel linings. You can see how I had to give it a lot of love, right? So basically, and look at that, the Rumble chat is on fire right now. I use it on my streams to monitor. Oh yeah, to show chats on screen and feature. I'm gonna mess with that. If the chat is popped out in Chrome social, yeah. So that's the thing. I had a plugin for Chrome that like does the pop-up chat shit that worked really well. But I always had to remember to turn it on, and if I didn't turn it off after the stream, it created this big black box at the bottom of the pop-out window. But maybe Social Stream Ninja will allow me to get what I used to have out of that other plugin without any of the BS associated there. And I'm sorry I didn't convey your message, awesome one, where you said ciao, Snacks. I know I'm pronouncing that with emphasis on the I, but anyway, ciao, Snacks, as you said. So bottom line is this guy was all blue. And, we did a dry brushing technique down here. Like, we did like a two-tone, basically. We did like a second layer on top with like a very not so wet brush. The exhaust funnels, the yellow up here. We used Gundam yellow, which is like literally the color that this horn component is going for. And the chest vents. And you can see there's some imperfections here, but, it's still not bad for like a low-grade model and for my practice. This is definitely the dry brush technique. So this is a little bit less subtle. Whereas this one here, I'm not even 100% sure if this is what we call dry brush, but I did something cool. Honestly, I'm not sure if that's a clear coat. I'm very confused about what I did over here. But whatever I did, it seems right. You know what I mean? Like, it just looks right. I love it. Whereas this one here, it's a rough shot, but I kept the original color for the bottom because it was so hard to keep these colors in lines with, masking. I'm sure there's a better way to do masking, and I'll figure it out next time. But next time I approach the guns, I'll probably make a stencil or figure out how to cut this shape here to mask the yellow. And maybe I'll figure out how to make a sticker that masks only this part. I'll come up with something, but I want to do a better job. And I avoided white paint because white paint gets dirty. But now that I have the clear coat, the only thing I really need to do is, as with the gun tank I'll show in a moment, is figure out if it's a glossy or matte finish with the gun tank, These hands, I didn't bother doing anything to, because I decided I'll do the hands later. Like I gotta snap them off and mess with them, or I can just kind of sand them down on their own. This hand here, interestingly, I did weld the plastic together using the model glue. I don't know why it's not perfect, but I think one of the things I learned was, like, if you sand it too much, things get weird. So I think this one here, I just didn't really do anything to. But that plastic is welded together, more or less. So if a bit of sanding, it might be good. But this is the real, like, showstopper of a show, whatever you call it. This is the real magic up here, where we put the metallic green paint up here, and then we put a clear coat on there. So, in fact, this is what the Mr. Top Coat looks like when you put it on top of metallic paint. Metallic paint was already pretty shiny, but it almost has more like the automotive, like, speckle or automotive, like, clear gloss look to it, so to speak. So, I think what I should do is go on Amazon or wherever I can get something with reasonable shipping and get the matte version of this, because I'm really reluctant to paint a gloss coat like this onto the gun tank. So what does the gun tank look like? Well, let's take a look at that. Is this it? Okay, good, we found it. So I did show this earlier, but I do want to give you guys a chance who weren't paying attention before. So, of course, the gun tank, I've had this assembled in one piece before, and you can see this is a Hayato or Ryu Jose. I think it's Hayato. He's wearing a spacesuit in there, right? So, anyway, The gun tank, you might remember, is the one that's on Tank Tracks, and it's got these like wheels, and it's got the quad shooter here. You can see how like I stuck with the Gundam Gray, which the color, believe it or not, original color is correct. So it doesn't really need any adjustment, but I wanted to do something to it. Apparently there's a little blue speckle on there, or no, it's just, I don't know what that is. But anyway, you get the idea. So we put a little metallic color here to kind of give that like gun barrel look, you know? But here's the really important thing here now. Hey, what's up there, Angry Canadian? I'm just wrapping up to it. For you, it's probably afternoon, right? No worries. Nothing to be sorry for being late. I understand you're on a different timetable. So my biggest concern is I showed you so once again, this is why I'm emphasizing, because actually it's helping me out too. I'm taking a look at this clear coat here. And I'm seeing how like, you know, this looks. Let me get the focus. I love the dancing dog and banana from Rumble. So, okay. So basically my concern is if I put a clear coat on this blue over here, it's going to be too glossy. Because I do like the finish, and this gets covered up by the top of the gun tank. I even did like a little experimental painting here to see what the metallic color would look like. But, metallic steel, I guess. But that's kind of like where I'm at right now. This is basically, it's this surface here that's making me think twice about applying the clear coat on it until I buy a matte finished clear coat. So I got to give this a lot of thought. Maybe what I'll do is I'll go and I'll do a picture search and I'll just see what other people's gun tanks look like painted. The beauty of this gun tank was it's a high grade, meaning it's basically one of the lower grade models. It's not the high, it's not the, you know, master grade or any of that. So one thing I'm finding is that it's good to get practice painting lower end models, you know, and not going straight to your high end models. It's like when I showed the Victory Gundam, oh my god, I don't want to pull out the Victory Gundam right now, Angry Canadian. It's just too big of a box. But I almost want to pull out the Victory Gundam, but I don't want to do it, you know what I mean? Like, oh. But I may just film a video, because I did round up the parts. I showed it on Loki's show a couple weeks ago, so I did show it on the Friday show. If I find a clip, I can maybe like go to Loki's replay on Stone Cold Loki's channel. I could probably go to the replay for the Friday show and find the moment or the scene where I you know, where I straight up show the Victory Gundam basically assembled. So that may be the way to go. But if not, I'll do a short video and I'll show the Victory Gundam as it is right now, because I have like enough parts that one's like more like I need to do like almost like a kit bash, but between two identical proper units. So it's not like I'm modifying it. I'm just fixing a broken one. Yeah, it's in a big ass box. I'm tempted to do it though. Let me clean my desk real quick. So I'm gonna take a look at some Google pictures of the gun tank fully assembled but painted. If anybody's painted this version of the model, I suspect some other people must have done it, because I can't imagine I'm the only person who had the idea to paint a low grade model. I mean, like, it's a good way to go. And when we look at if you're going to be here for a couple of minutes, I'll pull it out. You know, if you're not going anywhere right now, I'm not going to be doing this for very long, but if you're not going anywhere in the next 1 minute and you got like 5 minutes, I'll show you the Victory right now. And look at this. We got like parts for the Javelin all over the place. This is like another Javelin. This one's going to get the metallic treatment here because it's so roughed up that I can't imagine doing anything but painting it. So I keep a Javelin on the desk for reference. The only thing is that I keep misplacing the parts 3 times during the same stream, like for the Javelin. So there's an irony there, but I'll figure it out. I'll work it out, you know. It's like the Beatles song. We'll work it out. So real quick, let's get that Victory Gundam. I think we're going to do it. We're going to do it just like they say in Nike. Just do it. We're going to do it, all right? I'll stay till the end. Well, actually, we're going to do an all-nighter. This is a fundraiser. The longer I go, the more money we give to St. Jude Children's Hospital. So, and if anybody leaves, we give $5 less to the Children's Hospital. So nobody can leave. I'm kidding. I made that up. That would be horrible. That'd be like a guilt trip right there. Like, oh, if you leave the stream early, we're taking it away from the kids who are sick. That's terrible. Oh crap! We got gun tank parts. I gotta put back. See, at least I put things in bags because that's a big part to me. Is not misplacing parts. I've gotten into the habit of making sure I stock up on Ziploc bags and I store components in boxes in bags. Sometimes I don't even have the same model in the same box, but my goal is to keep major parts together. Like here's another old model kit. These are all from Victory Gundam right here. So this one's here a gun blaster, right? But this I believe is the space version. Then you might have saw my background earlier. Now, if you look over here, you'll see that there's actually a mech holding up the orbital launch, ramp. This is a mass driver, but if you look behind it, there's actually railroad tracks. We can even play the video back real quick to show you. So in the show Victory Gundam, you see during a previous battle, the launch ramp gets damaged. So one of the members of Strike Team dies, basically, supporting the structure. Then this is the shuttle, and it literally goes on this rail. It goes into the mountain. It turns left. It turns right. Basically, it uses the like a maglev train. It accelerates. So it's going into the mountain. You can see it goes into the mountain. There you go. That's the tunnel. Then by the time it comes off, just like a maglev train, but with a rocket engine. And on the back of that plane, I believe there is an extra rocket booster attached. Yup, there it is. So, of course, not quite realistic, but they got magical fusion reactors. So, let's get that camera angle back. There we go. Good. We got the mech. Okay. So, that's what this is. See? You can even see. That's the same mobile suit holding up the launch elevator. And essentially, one of these has a backpack and the other one doesn't. And I think real quick, so I have like parts for both of these. I think this one I didn't even touch. This one I started. This one I nipped the parts. I nipped it and I sanded or deburred it using the glass file. So I have a couple of glass files here. I have different types, but I've already deburred, I think, the parts for this after nipping them. So that's pretty much off to a start. Because some of the work is just deburring it. I find tedious, but I've found that sometimes I can treat it like an assembly line, start on it and put it away. Now, this one here, okay, this one doesn't have the backpack. Yep. This one you can see here, it's got this like cover here. It's got a backpack of some kind. But I think this one here has the big backpack. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay. So if you look over here, you'll see these like wings here. See those like little feathery things? So they provide some kind of maneuverability. But this one here, on the other hand, doesn't have those wingy things. So that's the gist of it. You see little feather-like thingy. Oh, excuse me. So we have that there, right? And you can see the difference. So just for reference, that's the rear. And you can see, yeah. So anyway, that's the gist of it. So I'm going to put these back real quick. This one I actually have standing up on a shelf because I think it looks so damn cool. This one just has a very retro box. One of those is called a gun blaster. The other one was called a gun blaster easy or gun easy. That's easy as an Echo Zebra. And you can see, look, I'm using my monitor to help see my camera. See that? You can see the thing move. So now this beauty here, this bad boy here is a V2 Victory Gundam. This is the second Victory Gundam. It's a bit of a monster in a good way. And it's my pride and joy to some extent. What's up, chicken? Now, being a version car, it's got a very huge instruction manual. Okay, I'll just make sure I didn't drop any important stuff there. Just the labels here. So this is actually from a different unit. I believe this is from a GM or that's a Victory Gundam parts. Instead of using these red stickers on the joints, I just paint them. But you got a lot of decals. And what's cool is because I broke mine, we can actually see what it looks like with decals. So what happened was mine broke in particular right here on the arm. So where the arm articulates, I had a problem where this joint was loose. So I put glue up here, but the glue worked its way down. Oh, I remember now. The joint was loose right here. See where that line is? That was loose. So I tried fixing it, but unfortunately the glue worked its way, not only snapping the pin over here, but it got into the joint down here, thereby absolutely ruining it. So now this one, I think the person gave it the paint treatment too, because I know I didn't put the decals on mine. But you can see they either I painted this after receiving it, or I think I painted this one. I think I did the paint. I don't know. I don't want to take credit for something I didn't do, but I feel like I painted this, but probably not. But I can tell you that the parts that are mine are the legs. Not because I just ripped the legs off by accident, but they are. In fact, this one we do have some missing pieces because this one I have to give a lot of love to. What I'm trying to do is mix and match the parts that I built with the parts I didn't build so that I can mostly say it's mine without necessarily rebuilding the whole thing. And the reason is when I built mine, the area that I broke is right under here. So see how there's a little armor there? And it's one of the, there's like most of this, like aside from the legs, I built the legs. The rest of this came from eBay as a fully assembled unit, and it's a mix and match of parts. And some of the parts on the eBay unit are really loose. So you'll notice that like, because it's a transforming mobile suit, one of the problems it has is, you really got parts that can get really sketchy on you. And you really got to be pretty careful about put these pins here. There's 2 pins here that integrate into these like hooks here, and they got to be meshed into each other a certain way like that. And when the thing is still kind of fresh, it locks pretty nicely, but it'll still dislodge when you want it to dislodge. It'll still come apart when you want it to come apart. Read the chat. Okay. I'll stay there. What kind of setup do you have for the aerial camera? Oh, I have a Nexigo 1080p camera. I picked it up on Amazon. I can probably get a link and send you a link to it. But this is a Nexigo 1080p 60 frames per second camera. It actually has a manual focus ring. So you can actually see I can turn the thing like that, right? See, it gets blurry, so I can get real tight macro focus, and assuming the lighting is good, you can see we get real tight on that. So, it's pretty cool. And you can actually probably read the decals better than I could. See, look at that. We can actually see do not step. Ligue Militaire. It literally says Ligue Militaire. Now this one, definitely I did not paint it. But I'll show you, I painted my own. So let's take a look at mine, because guess what? I can show you the arm that got busted. In fact, see this here? This is my arm. And I took the decaled parts that I bought on eBay because I misplaced a piece of armor. So I took the armor from eBay, I slapped it on mine. And I think on the bottom, well, I don't know, you get the idea. So we got a little mix and match here. But you can see this is the arm I broke. See, this is why I had to buy one on eBay. I broke the arm, but then in addition to breaking the arm, I broke something else. But real quick, let's take a look at the core fighter here. So this is my core fighter? No, this ain't my core fighter. I want my core fighter. See my backpack unit? This part is good. So this is one of the things I'm going to do when I mix and match the parts. I'm going to mix and match my backpack unit. So far, these are the legs that I got on eBay. And they're not bad, but what I want to do differently is when I do the decals, I want to try to do a little better. And I'm not saying I can do better, but I figure if I'm really meticulous about the decals, I can do better. Oh, the boom arm. Okay, I can answer that question too. I figure what I'll do is... I want to do a little more research, but what I want to do is when I'm ready to do the water slide decals, I want to use the fancy brush-on chemical. I have one of the chemicals in there right now. It comes in the same jar as the Tamiya glue, but essentially it's called, I think, soft setter or something like that. And then I want to make sure I do it in such a way that I can put a clear coat. So when I finally do decals, I definitely want to put a protective coat on those decals. So the boom arm, yeah, also picked it up at Amazon. It's got an aluminum pole, and it's got something like a C-clamp. Okay, it's too much of a mess over here right now to find an example of the C-clamp, but it's basically a C-clamp where the metal pole screws into it. Then the pole brings it to about this height, and I painted the pole green, although I also cropped my camera because I still got to do a lot of cleaning, so I have some junk over here right now. But if I didn't have a bunch of junk over here, you would be able to see my hand come out the other side of the pole, which the pole starts about 1 inch past my hand. There, now I'm touching the pole. So the pole goes up to here. Then the arm actually has an elbow that goes up here, although it's over here. And then as you can see, of course, down here. So there's actually like a bit of a... I can't do it, but you get the idea. It's got that slanty thing. It's kind of like this. Kind of like it looks like this right now. So we get little rotation on there. And then, of course, you get some articulation up here. I think the trickiest thing was I bought a shoe. This is the part that made it weird was I bought this piece here separately. But originally I was hoping to put my SLR here. But unfortunately, it just wasn't really... my Olympus camera is not made for live view. It has an HDMI port that doesn't do live view, and it's got a composite. I could do live view to a composite AV port, which is absolutely freaking useless. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck am I gonna do composite AV? You know? So that's that. What question about a high grade question? How long does it take you to assemble a brand new high grade? Honestly, high grade you can do pretty quickly. Like that gun tank can be done pretty quickly. The thing was, I took my sweet time deburring it. That's a big part. The good news is that when you're deburring a model, you got to remember one thing. You don't have to do a good job deburring any parts that are hidden. You only got to do a good job deburring parts that are visible. And then you also might not care about seeing the burrs, you know what I mean? But especially when you're not painting it, you got to be more obsessive. If you're painting it, you get a little more leeway with that too, right? But it's a hard question to answer, but much less time than this Victory Gundam. This Victory Gundam took me a long time. I have a few streams where I'm assembling it, and I have a few periods of time where I'm not on camera assembling it, and it took me a long time. And because I love Victory Gundam, and because, you know, I love this model, that's why when I fucked it up, I was so disappointed, but happy that I was able to buy it. Oh, deburring, like when you nip the model, when you nip the runners, right? When you cut the pieces off the runners. So, like these are God hands, and they do a pretty good job with cutting it where you don't have anything to really sand off, or it almost cuts it like a flush cutter. It cuts things smoothly where you can kind of hide that. We should do that. Hell yeah. I mean, I'm going to be doing probably something like this again next week. But we could find a time to do it in between. I'm also going to be joining Snacks on Tuesday on my birthday. So there's that. So this is the core fighter here. And you can see I got the pilot in there. And this one I actually built. And I'm more likely to paint the low-grade models than the high-grade models. The high-grade models, especially this one here, I'll give you an example of what it can do. Why I haven't done decals yet is I really want to give it a lot of thought how I protect it. But... the vertical stabilizer folded it down into itself after I fold this up. Now we see a Gundam head, right? So now I'm going to push this up. And then you can see how that metal plate, that actually a swingy arm, kind of goes like that in order to help keep this looking neat. So it makes it look like there's not a giant gap in there, right? Then... the pilot, who I painted by hand, and I'm not going to do any better than this, but I'm okay with the way it looks. He's got a seat belt. He's got the airbag, which is that yellow thing kind of. He's got the blue visor for the glass. These are part of the wings up here in the picture. You can see like the shoulder wings, but they turn straight to kind of do that. So We're gonna spread them out. We're starting to get look. It's starting to take shape, right? So this is the thing that is like scary, but also fun. And this is another reason why I'm glad I bought one on eBay, so that I have like a second one I can work with, right? I can like sort of like because there is a trick to doing it correctly. There is a trick to doing it correctly. I don't quite. I always seem to have trouble doing it correctly, but there is a trick to it. Okay, there you go. So look at that. So see how that goes, and then when you get it just right, it more or less does that. So when you assemble it, it looks like, you know. So what I like about having a second one is that I can now set one aside where I can rip the top off, make it into a quart fighter, and I can keep the other one fully assembled properly. So that's the quart fighter. I'm going to put this back into quart fighter mode for storage right now because it keeps the horns protected. You can see the horns are not installed on this other one because I didn't want them to be damaged. So let's see, did I miss any questions here? But yeah, I'm down. I'm down for a double stream. Hey, what's up, Peter Venkman fan site? Part of my not saying hi early. It's lovely seeing you here. I was thinking about you today while looking at stars. How romantic does that sound? I was thinking about you while looking at the stars. But jokes aside, I was in Space Engine trying to like do like a simulation where, you know, I automatically do one of those camera path things where, you know, I record the flight path of the camera and I repeat it using different settings to show different features and then edit them nice and fancily. And I remember a while back we were doing a stream like that. I was showing the Gaia star catalog and we had different color stars, and you observed that the stars looked like they did on Star Trek, the original series, because they did. And I just thought, you know, it was nice. It was just a random thought that came to mind. I think of all kinds of random stuff. So anyway, yeah, so that's the gist of it. Like I said, this is the one I built, whereas the one with the decals on it is the one I bought on eBay for parts because I broke the one I built. But, you know, like I said, I broke an arm. I broke an arm joint. And then what was the other piece I broke? I should remember this because it was a big deal to me. Oh, yeah, shit, I didn't show you that part. Wait, I think it's in here. Oh, yeah, here it is. I can show you exactly the part I broke. Okay. So lastly, let me show you like the pitfall. So I don't know why I didn't put the blue armor on the shoulder here. Oh, yeah, Lemon Pie. I'm sorry. I didn't say hi to Lemon Pie, did I? Well, it's good to see you, Lemon Pie. So you can see that blue armor underneath the armpit there, and you can notice that I don't have that here. So I literally had this thing built and working. So you can still remove the arm from the arm socket, but just imagine, like, it appears that when you have that blue armor in there, it wraps around that entire space. So apparently that blue armor is giving, oh crap, and that's okay, that part's allowed to come off. So without that blue armor, you have this whole area being subjected to a lot of force whenever you are pushing or pulling the arm off. And so what happened is, I'm not even sure exactly how it broke. I think we can see, in fact, is that a crack? Well, no, it's a burr. Oh, hey, look, a burr. So see, when you cut the model kit off the runners, you have that little white mark there. But because that's the inside part, I didn't do too, wait, is that, or is that just stress? That might be a stress mark. Oh boy. So this side was almost ready to give too. So see, like, I had to buy the part on eBay. I might have to change the frame. I'll have to figure something out. Or I don't know, maybe I'll just glue the piece on. But you can see, like, look at that. A clean break right there. And if you glue it back on, how much structural integrity can you really expect out of that? So this is the challenge. So I figured that maybe I'll just have one that's fully assembled properly, but never turn it into a core fighter again, you know? Just like, I got to figure something out. And then finally, I'll show you some of my handiwork there. So I'll figure it out. It'll be like a kit bash, but of the same model. It's a battery, not batteries, Wade, but I got you. I got it written down on my sandpaper. So this one here, I tried. It was a little challenging, as you can see. But you can see I used a metallic paint over here instead of using just straight red. I think this might be black and not red. Oh, here we are. This is regular red and this is metallic red. So I kind of like have my own twist on certain aspects. Now, one of the things I'm not going to do to this is sometimes when you do these models, you can use, whatchamacallit. That's interesting. There's like a straight line running through here for some reason. But anyway, you can use the model glue, and if you brush the glue onto here, it'll weld the plastic together, and then when you sand it, it looks like one seamless part. But this is a master grade, so I suspect these panels are part of the panel lining. So there's really no issue of having visible panel lines here. They're not coming off either unless you buy a special tool. I mean, you could jury rig it, but there is actually a tool they sell for removing it. But the way I see it, yeah, these I'm willing. These are not the panel lines that are a problem. When you don't want the panel lines, it's when they're going straight down the middle. So on a, like one of the things I do is I spend a little bit more time, Angry Canadian, on some of the high grade models, because the high grade models, of course, have a lower build quality. So to get them to really shine, I'll go through like a little bit more trouble, and that trouble includes like using the glue to melt the edges together. See, the glue comes in a bottle like this. I have Tamiya thin cement. This is obviously not Tamiya thin cement. This is for the decals, believe it or not. But the problem is they have two types. They have Mark Fit and Mark Soft or something like that. One of them was out of stock, so I could only buy this one. Here we are. This stuff. So I have two types of Tamiya. I have a hexagonal bottle called Tamiya like heavy cement or thick cement or Tamiya cement. This one is the extra thin cement you can see here. In fact, this is different than the other stuff. The stuff I have somewhere back here is Tamiya thin cement. So what's the difference? Tamiya thin cement, it's a thin glue that will, like I said, you can weld the parts together and get rid of panel lines. And it's more important on stuff like this. I'll give you an example. So we showed this earlier. So see this over here? You could actually see that this one's not done. I used thin cement and it welded it together. So essentially the theory is you put the thin cement on the line after it's assembled, then you sand it, and then there's no line. And I have model kits laying around somewhere. I'm like offhand right now, I don't know which one I can grab, so I'm not going to look for one. But essentially, like there's, so if you only panel line, I know you have I have a black and a brown one. So here's a brown panel line marker. I was talking to Snacks earlier. This would be for like desert units, basically. So here's a brown panel line marker, just like what you expect it to be, right? The fine tip is right over there. Earlier in the stream, I demonstrated the airbrush gun I use. I don't use it religiously. Notice the Victory gun has no airbrushing, nor do I have any plan to airbrush it. But yeah, if you're not doing any of that weird stuff where you're trying to like, weld the plastics together, you don't need to worry about it. If you have to do any minor gluing or whatever, sure, the thin cement is for that purpose, but the difference is, trying to remember which one is which. Let me see, what does this smell like? Okay, that's the correct one. I think this is the right one. I'm trying to remember what the other one, maybe the other one was the fast drying cement. Oh God, I was lightheaded. I didn't really sniff it, but I did get a whiff of it. Acetone and butyl acetate. Okay. Yeah, I think there's like another one called, like, I forgot the name of the other one. I think it's like called, like, quick, shizzle. I don't remember the name, but there's like two types of this cement I have like three types. We have the putty I use. So the putty is more like for the javelin I was showing earlier, and I was giving some love to that. Yeah, I misplaced the pot. I'll worry about that later. I'm gonna just clean my desk. But anyway, let's see if there's any yeah, sometimes I can picture that happening, especially after sanding. You get a little bit of grit in there. You know what I mean? Like I can picture that, being a problem. And of course, I don't want to ruin the decals, so I always put the decals in the top of the box, as you can see I just did here. So we got the decals here. Now this camera's not perfect, but I sometimes have to manually adjust the exposure settings on it, or I can adjust my lighting. But on my top monitor, you'll see I have this window open here, and this lets me kind of play with the settings. So when we go back to the camera, you'll see I can like do the exposure like this if I really need to, or I can mess with the gain, or I could like tweak the brightness like this, or I could do something like overpower the gain and then do like a short shutter speed maybe like this, although it doesn't really do anything good for the image. But we got options. So mainly it's usually a matter of like me either lowering my brightness of my lights or stopping down the exposure setting, or keeping the exposure setting as is and stopping down the brightness setting. Although I think the exposure setting tends to do more good. It's just that unfortunately the exposure setting, as you can see, it's like got stops. It's like either it's too much or too little. So you play with it, right? So that's the gist of that. That's how I utilize that camera. So if you want to find you the boom arm information, I'm sure there's better boom arms, but like if you have a webcam that you're already happy with and it's not heavy, it's good. This boom arm definitely needed to be tightened a couple of times. So it's good to make sure you have the hexagonal, driver, or screw, or wrench for it handy, because you will find that over time it will loosen up and it'll start to just like fall on its own. If you have a messy workspace like I do, you got to be ready to tighten it at a moment's notice. Otherwise, you could have an embarrassing moment when the camera falls down in the middle of the stream and you're like, oh my God, there's a pile of shit over here. But jokes aside, that's the gist of that. And yes, I got the battery noted right here on this piece of sandpaper that says Real Wade Nation Game Boy SP battery. I'll leave that right over there in front of my AA battery, which must go into the charger. Oh, look at batteries next to batteries. So, yeah. Any questions? Any thoughts? Any comments? Any ideas? I'm going to put this Gundam away while I give you guys an opportunity to percolate on that. Oh, yeah. Wait, is this it? No, these are not the parts I'm looking for. But I do have I do have some GM parts in here. Oh, I have a sexy shield here. Oh, damn, that's like in a bag in a bag. Oh, but I gotta get it. This is sick. This is more of an experimental piece, but it's missing the gold thing. I got it somewhere else. But you can see the shield has an interesting finish. Basically, the metallic part is cool, but the red, I think I did the red by hand. And let me tell you, using a Gundam marker by hand can be real tricky. Using a brush helps. Using the spray gun definitely has been like my way to go. But typically what most people do with the Gundam marker is they only do very small details. And then they like, they don't do the big broad areas. But you already, heard my spiel. Oh, crap. So I can give you the exact model. In fact, we have more metallic. So, okay, remember the RGM, this model kit here? You can see the chest pieces right over here. This is the RGM 122 Javelin from Victory Gundam. Obviously, I'd have to do yellow on there. Also, I think there is a clear coat on these parts. I think I already did the clear coat. So, it's the same thing as the shoulder. Actually, I don't think I did the clear coat. No, I think these are painted without the clear coat. But I gotta basically go and inventory the parts for the Javelin before I can proceed finishing it. As you can see, I got multiple GM parts in here. I probably have the golden cross from the shield I just showed you a moment ago. This one had yellow parts already, so not everything needed painting, but I found a door in the front had a black sticker, so I did one of these where I used a metallic red on the door. And it came out looking amazing. Like it looked like kind of gritty. You can also see I have I do have a shield in here. It's a little hard to see, but oh yeah. This is great. I don't mean to go side topic here, but look at this. Look at that shield. See that? Look, I did the golden cross. See that? Look at that. You can see the metallic gold on that cross there. You can see I did some exotic paint work with the red, and I used a matte black on the outside, although I'm trying to remember how I did that. How the hell did I do a matte black? What the hell did I use to do that? It doesn't even make sense. I did something weird. I know I don't own a clear coat matte. Unless that's the top coat I own, maybe it is glossy, but it looks like a matte. I gotta figure out how I did that. Because I want to replicate that. If I can get a matte finish on my gun tank just like that, that would be lovely, you know? So I did something weird to that. I can't remember what. These are parts from the Gun Easy or the Gun Blaster, one of the gun blasters I showed you. I had the 2 gun blasters. And here, this is what, before, see, I have parts from the side of, on the side of this, you have this little piece here. And you can see I have it here. So you can see how like it got parts scattered across at least 2 bags for that unit alone that I need to get kind of like into one bag so that I can continue work on it. Because really, and also I have the backpack I was working on, but I don't have the backpack. I mean, it's here. Oh, I got to give you the model number. I'm sorry. But yeah, like I was sanding down the backpack for this. And I put some putty on it. I gave it a lot of special attention. And now I don't know where the hell I put it. So I got to figure it out as I go along. But maybe by the time I end the stream, I'll figure it out. Hopefully I didn't like lose it. But I think it's probably right on this desk under something. Or I put it in a box. Which means that I actually did something correct. I put something away. But I'm 20% sure that I didn't drop it. So to answer your question about the God hands... read it yourself. No, I'm kidding. That's a creepy voice. Read it yourself. There you go. That's a SRN 120. SRN 120. My serial number is 223800. No, okay. I don't know if that means anything. Hopefully nobody could get a warranty claim on it. And as you can see, it's got these 2 letters on it. And you've been learning Japanese. So what does this say, Angry Canadian? Read it, or I'm telling your wife that you did not learn Japanese correctly. I'm kidding. But you can see it does have Japanese there. Well, I guess that's Japanese. Is it kanji? Or is that hiragana? Or is that katakana? See, I'm very ignorant of what the naming. But anyway, I got this one on Amazon, I think. Probably. So, yeah. That's basically the gist of that. Any questions at all? Any questions? Any comments? Does anybody want to see some skin? I'm kidding. Victory Gundam plus times divided times that's kanji. Kanji from I liked kanji from Evangelion. I'm kidding. That's a writing. Kanji is a writing system. Kaji is the guy from Neon Genesis Evangelion who is getting it on with Miss Misato. My man. Cool. And my boy Aris is streaming right now. He's going to be streaming a game called DDR, I think. It's a game that has something to do with a revolution that involves dance. So unlike the communist revolution, it's productive. People get exercise. Whereas in the communist revolution, you starve. I'm kidding. Those are stars. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll put that back up so people can read it. Victory Gundam in space. Those are stars. Oh, I got to close. Oh, and here's the trick. When you have OBS with the webcam settings open like this, you have to close that. Because if you try to close OBS with that opened, it'll just look like it's crashed. But it didn't crash. It'll just kind of leave you hanging. It's super duper annoying. Why does it look like I have 2 copies of OBS? Oh, I see why. I forgot my bottom right monitor has a full screen window on it. So yeah, that's the gist of it. Wish I had more interesting stuff to show. But you know, say a good 3-hour stream. We got a lot of ground covered today. So I would normally ramble about something, but I think we had a good time tonight. So I just want to know. Oh, chili dog time. Exactly. Actually, I got some caramel chocolates. I'm not going to eat the whole bag before bed anyway, but I have a Mr. Beast white chocolate. Although I'm really against getting fucking Mr. Beast anything, but Okay, I can't find the Mr. Beast chocolate bar that I misplaced. But I hope it's like either in my bicycle bag or not on the floor somewhere where bugs can eventually get to it given enough time. I mean, given enough time, you leave like food anywhere on the floor. Some life form will get it. Like maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. But you know, come wintertime, Mickey Mouse decides he wants to find some safe refuge in your warm, cozy house. Next thing you know, you got a fucking candy wrapper with little bite holes in it, and you're like, ah, gee whiz. Then your girlfriend comes over and she's like, there's little holes in this bag. Clearly you have rodents. And you're like, oh, no, that's nothing. That's just a hole in the bag. You're like, oh, no, this is definitely from a small animal. And you're like, ah. Okay, I'm making it up. But anyway, jokes aside, crazy scenarios aside, any questions? I think we got everything covered. But I do want to thank you, Angry Canadian, for dropping by. I want to thank the Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips for joining me for the stream tonight. It's lovely seeing you, the Peter Venkman fan site. And I didn't recommend the God Hands. I just said I own them. I never recommended them. But jokes aside, no, they're pretty good. They're good. Like anything else, these here, I make special effort to take good care of them because I bought a knockoff set. So what happened was these are $50 when I bought them. I bought a $30 pair of, oh yeah, real quick. Everything Bagel. That's why I bought these Pringles. But I hope I find those Mr. Beast cookies and cream. So the thing about the Mr. Beast brand cookies and cream bar was it had a shit ton of cookies in there, like more than the Hershey's. So I'm very curious to try it out, you know? But getting back on topic, okay, I gotta write a message here. Shit. I just want to write this real quick. Okay, so I'm sorry. Back to what we're talking about. Oh yeah, so I bought these $30 nippers, and they were pretty good, but the tips in them got a little bent, and they were already kind of underperforming at times to the point where, like, I was questioning if I was better off using the Tamiya ones. Now the Tamiya nippers were cheap, but they had one shortcoming. If you cut something near the beginning of the end, it actually had like a gap where it didn't really cut, so you would end up making a mess of it. If you cut towards the middle, as the instructions say, in fact, a lot of times the instructions will tell you that you got to cut towards the middle. So you got to literally cut here. You know what I'm saying? Not here, but here in the middle. So it'd be like, you know, from the front to the end, you got to be cutting in the middle somewhere, like where my finger ends. So, you know, not, this one's better in general, but you can see how it's designed. And, you know, it's just a balance of strength and rigidity. But anyway, the other nippers were okay, but they started acting questionably. And the tip got bent because I took them to work. So actually, that was one thing. Like, I think for a while, I would bring any nippers to work with me except for these. So I took these here. I've continued to take, even when I haven't modeled with these for months, I've made a point of keeping these like on my desk, like right where I can see them. Because like, either I put them in a box, yeah, I could put them in a tackle box with all the right things, right? You put all the related tools together. But the main thing was that if I didn't put those away, I wanted to make sure they were somewhere where I can see them. So yeah, they must be good enough. If I'm willing to take good care of them, they must be good enough, right? And, you know, are they a little overrated? Possibly. But they will serve you well. And I know someone like you, you're trying to save some time, right? And if you can minimize the effort you got to put into deburring, if you could manage to, if you find that you cut it, basically you cut it like this. So in the instructions, it'll tell you in the instructions. I think the instructions might be on the cardboard box. So I know the camera's a little dark right now, but and I know my hands are dirty as fuck, part of my dirty hands. But basically you don't want to cut over here. See, like let's say this is the nipper. You don't want to cut here. You basically, typically the instructions say be in the middle, you know what I mean? Like, so, I don't know, like, why that is, but I can imagine it's just, they got the most strength. Now, maybe the directions will be a little different, but, and I forgot the model number of mine already, but, sometimes they'll tell you don't cut in certain places. There's a guy on this website here on Reddit. He seems to have like damaged god hands, but I don't know what the bleep he did to it to screw that up. Oh, good. It's a great example. So there's a video of the ultimate flush cut. But right here, you could actually see the correct thing. So look at that. That's actually a textbook example right there, Angry Canadian. See that? That's literally what I was showing. So that's the gist of it. So he's got it in the middle. But also, you can see the way that the blade is shaped. It probably wouldn't have great use if you went too far to the beginning. Towards the end, I'd imagine that you're just putting more force. You could imagine that the end of it has less strength, but also there may be some flexure and, all these different, things, material science related items, right? So that's the gist of it. New Jersey bugs that like a Starship Troopers bugs. I recommend pizza. When you eat Mr. Beast bar, do you become a zombie? Probably. You probably end up going on some dumb game show where you can't possibly win and you get gypped. And maybe I shouldn't use that word, but you get my drift. So yeah, that's the lesson we learned today, and that's my boy RS218. Let's drop his link in the chat while we're here. Also check out Angry Canadian. He's angry and he's Canadian. That's RS. This is Angry Canadian. He's not actually angry, he just says that. But second link is okay, so I'm just gonna write that down. Angry Canadian. Whereas the subsequent link was RS218. I'm going to repeat his link again. That's where I'm going to be right now. And so, yeah, in addition to the Peter Venkman, crap, there's decals I got to put away. In addition to the Peter Venkman fan site, and in addition to in addition to Awesome One, in addition to the Angry Canadian, we had Low Spec Linux Gaming here on both YouTube and on the Rumble side. He's the reason I put the Rumble chat up. Real Wade Gaming Nation was here. Chicken was here. No, I don't play Minecraft. My friend does. I don't. Lemon Pies was here. We had Oscillo Gaming who said it was the longest 20 seconds when I said 20. Oh, crap. I didn't say hi to Mike Susie 4. I'm sorry, bud. Mike Susie 4 is a cool cat, though. I like Mike Susie 4. See, they got a channel, they're fire, they're a cool cat. So check him out too. I could drop a link to Mike Susie. I'm not subscribed to Mike. Okay, we're changing that. I'm subscribed to Mike right now, all notifications. Can't believe I wasn't subscribed. I'm grateful. Good, I can leave a comment now in case Mike left already. I can show him that I read his comment. I read his chat message. We had, what do you have for an all-made Kit Bash original art model? Well, I have the Sailor Venus, thing that I 3D printed that I'm going to be painting soon. That I'm currently doing some surface work. We've been over this, but I'll show you real quick. So look at the legs on her. Well, basically, I'm going to make it smooth. Basically, we're filling in all the lines. And then when everything's said and done, we're going to make it so that basically this will be all smooth and we can paint it. And there's going to be some trickiness to it, but I believe I can do it because I've done it before. I've made custom colors once on a ship. So yeah, we do want to say hello to Slim Nim. Slim Nim was here. Oscillo Gaming. Yep, we have third, fourth, second. I know third is streaming right now. I swear. This guy. Wait, let's take a look at this guy here. See, he's not live right now, but he might be live later. He did a hilarious video about Ricada, man. That shit was funny. I think I'm choking on dust right now. We had James here. He was the first one here. We had When Deep Calls Deep. We had the Padawannabe. He might join us building Transformers sometime. We had Game Gear Goddess. If you put 6 batteries in your Game Gear, it summons the Game Gear Goddess. We had Salty Traveling Sea. It was great seeing him. And I think that's about everyone. Yeah, that's everyone. Oh, we have Ann Gaming dropping by. Hey, Ann Gaming. It's lovely seeing you tonight. Hope you're having a wonderful night. I am wrapping up right now, but it is delightful to see you. Shout out to Ann Gaming. Let's drop a channel link while we're here. Ann Gaming is a friend of all of us. Also a friend of Aris. Actually, that's how I found Ann's channel. I think either Slimnim or Aris's channel is how I found Ann Gaming. Yep. Choking on nuts. I said dust. Okay? Like, I've been like, you know, when I cleaned my desk at the beginning of the stream, and I was blowing the air around my desk. I think I'm choking on the dust from the dust, not angel dust. Okay, I'm not, on angel dust today. Oh, and lemon pie. Good. I'm glad you saw I'm glad you heard me. I hope you heard me. Well, you hear me now. Thank you for dropping by, lemon pie. Did I mention you in the list of people? Well, I think I acknowledged you just once during the stream today, but I acknowledged your presence a little bit late there. So I'm so glad to see you right now. So no doubt, and gaming, it's always nice to see you. So finally, I'm just gonna drop Horace's link one more time. Yeah, Peter Bigman fan. So I was like, oh, damn, I wanted to make fun of you. You're thinking. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh man, I really wanted to make fun of DJ for choking on nuts. Well, I'm not gonna give you that fun. Nope, not gonna let you have fun making fun of me choking on nuts. So with that being said, we're gonna conclude this right now. So for anybody watching on the replay, if you have any questions, comments, ideas, or concerns, please leave a comment. Please consider liking and subscribing. And for now, we shall hereby end this